All right, then. As far as I can see, that is us ready to go. Let me just see about saying this. As far as I can see, that is us ready to go. And then just turn off the stream so that we don't turn off the sound on my stream so that we don't get any echo. So yeah. All right, guys. So yes, welcome back to Rampant Lion Reviews once again. So we're going to have a nice little stream tonight. We're going to have a few of the other beer tubers joining us a little bit later. And yeah, we're going to do my local order for Systembolaget for the month of July 2020. So yeah, this should be pretty nice, actually. I'm really curious to see what some of these beers have in store for us. So yeah, first off, I see we've got a couple of comments already. So we have, I've lost my mouse because of this setup, but yes, I see we've got Vanessa saying hello, nice to see you, Vanessa. And we've also got Herwin from Dutch Beer Geek. So yeah, no, awesome to have you guys. Awesome to have you guys. Yeah. So yeah, that's good. Oh, so yeah, for this one, I'm going to get on the beer a little bit later. We'll have a beer later. I'm only going to have one or two tonight, I think. So I'm on the amazing raspberry Fanta because honestly, I love this stuff. I really love this stuff, man. Yeah. Best, what did I pay for this? 18 crowns or so, something like that. It's cheaper to buy one of these in the supermarket, I think, than it is to buy one of the half-litre bottles that you drink at the train station stuff. It's just crazy. But yeah, no, so on my lovely raspberry Fanta. Love it, guys. But yeah, so like I said, we're going to have a little look through some tillfällig assortment from Systembolaget and also some Lokal or småskaligt assortment that I bought this month for July 2020. I've got them quite early this month compared to last month, which has been quite nice. Last month they actually I think I got them about the 15th or something. I actually got them really late last month. So I got these, was it yesterday? I went and got them yesterday. So yeah, or no, lies, Monday. I went and actually collected them on Monday, which was good. But yeah, let's start off then with the tillfällig ones first then, and then we'll go on to the Lokal or småskaligt then. So yeah, this is one I went down to Hansa, the Hansa Systembolaget one in Malmö yesterday, and I picked up this first one. So yeah, Birrificio del Ducato from Italy, and yeah, I actually looked on the website, and the website told me it was sold out in Hansa, and that I couldn't get this anymore. But yeah, this one is La Luna Rossa, and I got this because it's a Flemish red with cherries, actually. And, you know, I want to review more Italian beers for you on the channel. We can only really get the big breweries up here from Italy, but, you know, Flemish reds, probably my favourite sour beer style, to be quite honest with you. I absolutely love a good Flemish red. On that note as well, we also have one from Hand Bryggeriet in Drammen. Near Oslo in Norway. So yeah, this one, they're calling this a Nordic Oud Brun. So yeah, really curious to see what this one has. This will be my first sour beer that I've had from Hand Bryggeriet. So yeah, hopefully it turns out to be really nice, this one. I'm curious about this because I've always been impressed with the quality of beers that you get from Hand Bryggeriet. So this one's just called Hand Back. I think that maybe just means hand barrel, not sure. But yeah, so we also have this one. This one was released this week. This is a brand new release, this one. The Sommar IPA from Uppigårds Brewery up in Dalarna County. So yeah, you know, Uppigårds, these guys do some really, really solid beers. If you want some of the old school stuff, you know, you can check out the one that's simply called IPA. There's the Turbo Double IPA. There's the Turbo Stout, both of which, in my opinion, are kind of cult classics when it comes to Swedish craft beer. The Amarillo was always a very nice one as well. But yeah, one of the kind of classic Swedish craft breweries, these guys, they're doing some very, very nice stuff, actually. So yeah, really recommend you check out this brew. The New Sweden IPA, of course, is probably the most famous beer that these guys have done. Yes, next we have an Estonian brew, actually, at Puhasta, who are from Tartu in the southeast of the country. And of course, I'm going to to Estonia on the 31st of this month for about 10 days, actually. So I need to see if I can set up an interview with Puhasta and maybe Pöyra as well. I need to see if I can sort something out there. But I will be going to the tap room for this brewery, I think. I need to see about booking to go down to Tartu, actually, and spend a night or two down there and explore a little bit. Yeah, but this one, I think, will be very, very nice, actually. Puhasta Black Blood Imperial Stout. So looking forward to that. I always get good beers. You always get good beers from Puhasta. And this is one that I'm really excited for as well, actually. This one, the Lambic and Stout, the Guinness Timmermans collaboration. I think this one is going to be pretty damn nice as well, actually. So yeah, looking forward to this. This one wasn't too expensive, actually. I only paid maybe 65 crowns or something like that for it. But yeah, this one I think will be a very, very nice beer to review. So I need to get the notes written for this one because I haven't done anything from Guinness or from Timmermans before. Actually, maybe need to do a Guinness Extra or a Guinness Draft review for you at some point as well. I've never done any of those. But yeah. Also, I had a few comments about this. People tell me I should do a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I got this for only, I think it was only like 15 crowns or something. So I thought, why the hell not? Let's do a PBR review because that's, there has been quite a few requests for that over the years, and it's one that I've just never ever gotten around to. So yeah, PBR review coming up, guys. Pabst Blue Ribbon. I heard that this brewery was about to go out of business at one point, so I need to research that. But yeah, this is a kind of classic American beer that I've just never gotten around to. And then I also came across this one, which from what I gather is a very popular lager beer in Austria. And I don't get to review too many Austrian beers, so I kind of thought, well, 15 kroners, why not? Yeah. About £1.25 or something. So I was like, well, why not? So yeah, another beer from Austria. I don't really get to review many Austrian things, but yeah, as I say, why the hell not? But yeah, that's the ones that I bought in Hansa yesterday, and that came to about 300 crowns or something. So not bad, not a bad wee 300 crown haul. Because obviously the fact that 3 of the beers in there are sours, that pushed up the price a little bit. But to me, the sour beers are a treat, to be honest with you. And it's just, with the sour beers for me, it's just a case of, why not, actually. So yeah. But yeah. No, those are all my sour beers that I got on the thing. Yeah, I don't know if they can see. Yeah, we've got Matthias the brewmaster popping in to get some of his beers from the back room. But yeah, no, these are all the things. And now we'll have a look at the Lokal Smoskali. So look at the length of this. This is the receipt I got for my local order this month. This is just absolutely crazy, this. But yeah, actually, for the amount of beers that I got, 1,100. Oh, what's this one? Yeah. So Matthias is showing me one of his other beers. This one is his strawberry beer, Jordgubbsöl. You can see. And the other one is this one. The Fredebrunsöl. So this one is his elderflower. That's it, elderflower. Yeah. So we'll need to try those at some point soon. Yeah. I'm trying one of the Beer de Gars later. I've not had that one yet. So yeah, no, that's a couple more beers that you'll see me do at some point there. But as I say, look at the length of that receipt. This was 1100. Yep, 1172 kroners worth of beer. So yeah, this was a pretty nice haul, I have to say. So yeah, let's crack in and have a little look at some of these Swedish beers. Actually, I got to carry. I'll let you see the box. Why not? I went on the bus carrying the clinking box like this, the clinking Systembolaget box, like a proper Swede. So yeah, let's have a wee look at these then. Where do we start? We've got bottles. We've got about half bottles and half cans actually. So yeah, we have one from Den Brugende Hollanderen. So yeah, this one, it's black like my soul. I thought this was good for me because I'm just, I've got evil in the eyes and all this sort of thing. So yeah, I thought this one was pretty cool. This reminds me of the Vamp kids from South Park. I remember seeing that. I don't know if that's intentional, but yeah, it really reminds me of the Vamp kids from South Park back there. I love a good bit of South Park, but yeah, not too often you come across black IPAs these days. So I just kind of thought, why not? So this will be my second Bruggen de Hollanderen review in quick succession, having not reviewed anything from them for a rather long time. This is a beer that's getting a lot of hype, actually. This one, the Orchard Sunshine double IPA from Dugges Brewery. So yeah, really curious to see what this one is, and I can tell just from looking at it, this one is in New England. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but this one is a New England IPA. So looking forward to that one. Pardon me. We are also going to go to Ore Brewing Company, and this is one I've not had anything from these guys in ages. So yeah, this one I think should be really interesting. This one is called Into the Woods double IPA, and the last beer I had from these guys, I can't even remember what style it was, but I remember that this is a brewery I was impressed with. I think it might have been a porter or something I had from them last time, but I was really impressed with the quality of the beer that I had from these guys. So yeah, looking forward to trying this one. I see we've got a few comments and things. We've got Davor. Oh, let me see. We've got Davor saying hello, and we've got Vanessa saying hi back to Davor. I always like that on the streams. Vanessa says hello to everyone. It's great. But yeah, first couple of these beers. I need to refill in the Fanta in a minute. But yeah, so yeah, let's continue then. So we have one from Vapnu Gårdsbryggeri. These guys are very close to, this is an old estate, actually up by Halmstad in Halland County, just a little bit to the north of me in Skåne. But yeah, Berliner. If you've watched the channel before, you will know that I love a good berry sour. And, this is a brewery who I've had some very good IPAs from. I thought, well, about time we try a different style. I really want to get a stout from these guys at some point, but I think their stouts are not on the market yet. So maybe I need to be cheeky and ask them, can you send me one of the stouts to review? Because I know they have got an imperial stout, but I think they only go to restaurants in the local area. But of course, if I can't get it through Systembolaget, I can't go in and buy it from the restaurants unless someone's just like, yeah, just take it. So yeah, maybe I need to be cheeky and ask. Wapnu if they will give me one to review. Because their imperial stout is meant to be really damn nice, actually. And if their IPAs are anything to go by, which I think they are, they've got some really nice IPAs there, then yeah, you really should. But yeah, as I say, this brewery, Vapnu, if you want a good New England IPA that's lesser known in Sweden, Vapnu Gårdsbryggeri, the Alna, and what was the other one called? But they have the Alna double IPA is really nice, and the other two IPAs that they've got, the regular ones, I think it's Fiera. I want to say the other one is called Fiera. That's also very nice. And they had one that they released recently that was a little bit more sort of West Coasty. The other two are more New England-ish, if you like. So, yeah. Let's go on then. So we've got 2 Systembolaget beers coming out. And, these are ones that I just have out of pure curiosity, because obviously this is a very well-known brewery. But, yeah, this isn't a style you're going to see from them too often. So the Systembolaget Trippel. This actually wasn't really expensive for what it was either. I'm sure I only paid like 40 kroners for this one. I think I can tell you. Let's see, what did we pay for this one? This one was where is it? They're not in alphabetical order. That's a pain in the arse. Systembolaget Trippel, 38 kroners for that. So it's an 8% Trippel, 38 kroners. And the barley wine, which is this one here, was 40. So yeah, 38 kroners, 40 kroners for a barley wine at 10% and a Trippel at 8%. That is, it's about €3.80 and €4. That's, I think, a pretty good price when you're talking about craft beer from a very well-respected brewery. For those of you from my Scottish following, if you like, that's only about £3, roughly £3. 20-ish for this one, and maybe about £3.50, not even £3.50 for this one actually. So I think that's pretty damn impressive for what you're getting there. The prices, that's one of the great things about Systembolaget. A lot of people complain about not having a free market, but the thing is, in terms of craft beer and stuff, it's not run for profit. So, basically, Systembolaget will have a little markup on it to cover costs and things, obviously. But yeah, it's a very good service, I think, generally. I see we've got someone who is joining us later as well. We've got Thomas Opent. So yes, Thomas will be joining us later on. And obviously I do. Hello, my lover. Fancy a bum. We always fancy a bum. But yes, let's go on. This is another brewery who I have never had anything from before. So Adelsö brewery. I don't even know where these guys are from, actually. But yeah, this is just another brewery who I guess the name, I don't even know where Adelsö is. Let's do a little quick look at that. Adelsö. It's an island. It's an island. Where is it? Oh, okay. It's an island in the lakes just out to the west of Sweden. So just out to the west of Stockholm, sorry. Right, well, this will be an interesting one. I wouldn't have thought about, never heard of this before, but yeah, Adelsö brewery, and this is their Ruby Saison. So this one they're describing as a red Saison. I think this will be really interesting. I just got this because I thought it sounded interesting. It's another brewery who I've never had anything from. And yeah, why not? So yeah. Oh, we've got Davor. Oh, Davor, don't you be trying to steal my Dutchman now. Don't you even go there, son. We'll be having words. And oh yeah, we will hold hands. We'll hold virtual hands. We'll put HH in the comment section, babes. There you go. There you go. Yes. So another one. This is one that just caught my eye. I'm going through a lager phase just now. I've been saying this recently. I've been going through a lager phase, and this is a brewery who I've had. This will be my third beer from them. The two other beers that I've had from them, the very first one I had was a white IPA, and I was really impressed with that. And I can't remember what the last one I had was actually, but a Mountain Pilsner. These guys are from Dalarna. And yeah, I've just always been impressed with the quality of beers that these guys put out, actually. So I thought, well, a Pilsner, and it's a Czech-style Pilsner as well, because look at it, Pilsner. So yeah, I thought this one would be very, very interesting, actually. So yeah, Czech-style Pilsner, this one. Looking forward to that. So say part of my lager phase. So yeah, this one, I actually can't even remember what type of beer this one is. I think this is like a traditional beer. This is like some kind of berry beer, if I remember rightly. But this one is from Valhall Brewhus, they're from the kind of Stockholm region as well, if I remember rightly. I can't remember exactly where these guys are from. Let me just have a little look. Valhall Brewhus. But yeah, these guys, I did a beer from them. They're from Söderberga, which is in the Stockholm area, if I remember rightly. It is around there. Yes, yes. It's quite a bit it's actually closer to Borlänge and Falun, near Ludvika. Ludvika is the brewing school, actually. So yeah, it's a bit, it is to the northwest of Stockholm, out to the northwest of Västerås as well, actually. So yeah, no, pretty cool. But yeah, these guys, the last beer I had from these guys was nice. These guys have got a few actually that I want to check out, but I got this one because I just thought it sounded really interesting. So Treadbear, and I'm not sure exactly what that is. Let's check what Trad. Oh, yeah, this is one. I should have looked this up before. So Tranbear, sorry. How do we translate that into English? The cranberries. So this one's a cranberry ale. I didn't know that. I should have known that one because I do quite like cranberries, but I don't think I've ever actually bought cranberry juice. So yeah, I don't think I've ever actually bought cranberry juice in Sweden. Come to think of it, so yeah, I should know that. Few more comments then. Oh, they've got Thomas saying yummy. I know you're delicious. Thomas, I really know that you're delicious. And we've got Adam. Adam is saying good evening as well. Hope you can join us later, Adam. It'd be nice to have you along. Oh, and one of my Japanese classmates, Andre. Nice to see you, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, Andre. Yeah, we've got some very nice beers in up. So Andre, as I said, is one of my Japanese classmates, and he's a little bit of a whiskey fiend as well. And he's kind of into his beers, but I think he's a little bit more into his whiskey and things. So we had some very interesting conversations when we got paired together in our Japanese class. So yeah, looking forward to we find out tomorrow, I guess, if we got into the second Japanese class. It's the 9th of July, so that's when Untappd are releasing their results, actually. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we got into this one. How did you I take it you passed the course and stuff, Andre? Yeah, take it you did. So yeah, Greg Bullman, yeah, nice to see you, mate. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Feel free to jump in later on if you actually fancy joining, Greg. It'd be nice to have you along. Yeah, feel free to jump in. We need to get you to tell your Brewdog tattoo story on the channel. Actually, I quite like that one. So I think that would be cool to share that with the viewers. Yeah, we need to try the Pilsner from Reservoir Dogs. No, yeah, I would be really interested in that, Davor. So yeah, maybe when we sort out the next Slovenian beer box, we can do that. Yeah, you and I need to talk about another Slovenian beer box once things open up, definitely. So yeah, we'll get that on the go. Don't worry, we will get some of that on the go at some point. We've got Remy the Sexy Beast. Right, guys, so I've been trying to get a hold of a Dutch beer to give Remy a proper kind of shout out and things. So Remy had a little bit of a health scare recently, and but he is, from what I understand, doing very, very well. But Remy, big ups to you, man. I really wanted to give you a proper shout out with a Dutch beer review and things like that, but I've just not been able to find them, unfortunately. So yeah, guys, massive shout out to Remy. Stay strong, man. He had a little bit of a health scare, like I say, but it's good to see he came back fighting. And I have to say this, Remy. Since you shaved your beard that time, the world's just not been the same. When you shaved your beard, Corona came along. Then you had that shit with your heart, man. It's that one bad decision, Remy. It's that one bad decision that's just kind of destroyed everything. So that's a big burden for you to bear. You need to come to terms with that, man. You need to come to terms with that, genuinely. But yeah, no, Remy's an awesome guy. Really hoping, Remy, that I can see you in the Netherlands in September, definitely. And we have Riku, the Finnish guy. Yes, Riku, my Finnish beer mule. Nice to see you still enjoying the channel, Riku. So yeah, I need to figure out. I want to get another Finnish beer review out this week. I've still got the 2 files that I need to try and recover. But yeah, no, Riku is my Finnish beer mule. We're actually already preparing for the second Finnish beer box, and we're thinking that that is going to be around October. We were talking about this, that what I'd like to do is have a Finnish beer box maybe every March and every October, because that means that we've still got a kind of steady stream. I think I've got maybe about 8, 10 Finnish beers left. I think maybe 10. I've got 2. Yeah, I've got one sour. I've got a sour in the fridge, the bock in the fridge, and then there's a couple of. I think there's 3 barley wines, 3 imperial stouts, and a doppelbock sitting down there as well. So I think we've got about 10. We've got about 10 of Riku's beers still to go. So that should see us till around October. So yeah, we'll talk about that. We will get another Finnish beer box later on in the year. We'll see how long it takes me to go through these, because it might well, I might need to talk to Riku about that, because obviously there might be some interesting winter beers to get. So we will talk about that. We want to get some saties as well, but saties, they don't tend to do very well because they're not pasteurized. So we need to, that might be the way around it, is to do the box a bit later. I'd be interested to hear your opinion about that, Riku. We should maybe do the box later, and then we can get some saties because of the cold weather. I don't know. Maybe just a suggestion. But yeah, Adam's saying that midweek is difficult for him on the weekend. So, Adam, if you just even want to pop in for half an hour of that, you're always welcome. And yeah, fingers crossed for tomorrow, Andrew. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. Glad to hear you passed as well. The exam wasn't too hard. It was a bit easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought our Japanese teacher was going to be quite hard, but no, she wasn't. But yeah, no, awesome. Looking forward to that. We'll need to chat in the group chat again, actually. And see how that one goes. But yeah, yes, and Remy saying, thank you, dude. It was the worst thing ever. Yeah, no, man, that decision to get rid of the beard, it's just caused chaos, man. I really hope you need, I know some good counselors, man, if you need to come to terms with all this kind of terrible stuff that removing the beard brought the world. I know some good counselors, so just message me and we can do that. So yeah, don't make the same mistake, Remy. I'm with, yeah, Herbin's absolutely right. Yeah, and they're promising and they're agreeing. That's what we want. Consensus. So yeah, guys, for all this COVID-19, it was, as much as we love Remy, it was Remy's fault because he got rid of his beard. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, where were we? We've gone through those 3, right? Okay. The next one then. This is another brewery who I've never had anything from. So a brewery called BeerTube. And these guys have released a couple of beers this month. So let me see where these guys are from. Because obviously I'll go and write the notes on these guys a bit later. They're from Sundsvall. Yes, that's home of Sweden Rock. If I remember rightly, Sweden Rock is always away up in Sundsvall. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, so looking forward to that. As I say, this is part of my lager phase, and cat pills. I'm a dog man, but I just kind of thought, well, the cat pills, why not? Yes, and we also have the Elm 11 one, Elm 11. Yeah, looking forward to this one actually. Yeah, so Elm 11, you saw me introduce with their Elements Lager. And Elm 11, it's a guy, I'm hoping to get him on for a Meet the Brewer segment at some point. But yeah, Elm 11 is a dude who brewed at the -1, the little brewery under Bishop's Arms in Gustav Adolfs Torg in Malmö. And then he's starting to brew with the guys at Lilla Ölfabrik and Chad Beer and Nerd and things. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this one. This is a Berliner Weiss, because I was impressed with the Elements Lager, actually. I'm really curious to see how this one turns out. So this one is a Berliner Weiss with raspberry, passion fruit, and vanilla. So it should be quite nice, actually. For the next one, yeah, this is another brewery who I haven't had anything from before. Salins Brouwerij, and this one is their triple. So yeah, Salins Brouwerij. These guys are from Berlingen. Ah, yeah, from Berlingen. Yeah, so these guys are the way up. It's Berlingen. Berlingen is Dalarna County, actually. So yeah, these guys are another Dalarna brewery. But I thought, yeah, a triple would be quite nice, actually. So yeah. Yeah, we'll see how this one kind of goes. But yes, we've only got 2 bottles left, and then we'll take a wee break and we'll go on to the cans. So yeah, this one, Fjäderholmarnes. These guys are from an island just out to the. Actually, I forget if it's the west or the east of Stockholm, but I really want to go and visit this island. These guys have like a summer pub. I doubt it will be open this year. I was actually wanting to go up to Stockholm and visit this one and do like a brewery interview with them, but I think that's probably off the cards for the moment, actually. So yeah, this one, looking forward to this. The other beers that I've had from these guys have been absolute monsters. We're going something for a little bit more kind of conservative, a bit less bold this time. But yeah, this one I'm looking forward to. As I say, going through a bit of a lager phase just now. So I want to try all the pills and all the lagers and stuff like this recently. But yeah, this is one that I'm very curious about. I forgot to check this. I don't know, there it is. So yeah, this one is How to Be a Bastard. And of course, this one, I've got this beer because I thought the irony of certain BeerTube dramas recently, I thought this was quite a funny one to get. So this one is How to Be a Bastard Blonde Ale. And this one is from This Is How in Piteå, here in Sweden. And this is brewed as a collaboration with Bastard Burgers. So yeah, there is a Bronx, I think Bastard Burgers. I've got a feeling that in Sweden, these guys are called Bronx Burger. And I'm sure I've seen Bastard Burgers in Norway and Denmark, actually. Because, yeah, I saw that it was weird, actually. I went to Bronx Burger just next to Hansa in Malmo with my friend Ahmed the other day. And I noticed on the banking, it came off as Bastard Burger. So, yeah, I don't know if the association between Bronx Burger and Bastard Burger. So, yeah. Thomas is saying, let's see what happens when we both shave and cut our long hair. Oh, no, man. I hate to think it. Well, it either would go 2 ways. It would either just be disastrous and destroy the world, or, we would always feel that we were in Remy's shadow. Because to be honest, I think the COVID-19 shit is going to take some topping. To be honest, I think Remy's just got the better of us here. I really think he just has the better of us here. Yes. So yes, sending Sati probably wouldn't work since it's a very short shelf life. Yes, one night at a warm terminal would ruin it. Yeah, that sucks actually. Yeah, no, this is one of the things I think I really, really want to review some. I really want to review some satis at some point, but maybe that's something that I will need to actually do in Finland or something like that. My dad wants to go up and visit the north of Sweden at some point, so I don't know if we could do something to go away up from Stockholm and go up from there and go into the north of Finland and Norway as well. That would be awesome to do something like that and see Tromsø as well in Norway. Yeah, go and see. We could go into Oulu and things, but I think the distance, Finland. I think in reality, if I remember rightly from looking at the map, if you're in Oulu, then that's only about halfway up the total length of Finland or something. I think you're still actually fairly far south in Finland. If you, well, obviously you are getting towards the north, but you know what I mean. I think you've still got if you're in Oulu, you've still got a lot further north that you could go. That makes sense. So yeah. That could be an interesting trip. I'd love to go to the north of Sweden, Finland, Norway, and take a little look up there. I think a lot of it's lovely mountains and forests and stuff. So, yeah, definitely. But yeah, that annoys me about the satis, actually. Would be quite gutted about that. Oh, and we have Stevie. Yeah, so Steve is one of my subscribers from the Netherlands. Steve Verhultjen, if I remember the surname right. But Stevie his username used to be Stevie, and I was just always confused as hell. I was like, how does this dude remember his login name and things when he actually goes into YouTube? Because it was like Steve, I think it was Stevie. That would confuse the shit out of me. But yeah, no, Steve, nice to see you're still watching the videos and things like that. It's awesome. I'm actually going down to the Netherlands in September, unless an opportunity comes to go to Japan a little bit earlier. Talking with Thomas and Remy and Herb about doing bottle share and stuff down there. So that is very strongly on the cards. But as I say, I need to see what the deal is with going to Japan to see my little guy first before commit 100% to that, actually. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know where in the Netherlands you are, Steve. It could be cool to grab a beer if you're not too far away from somewhere. That would be awesome, actually. And we've got bands, bikes, and booze reviews. How shit is Lap and Kota? Well, we'll leave that one to Riku. But I think there are a few beers out there that are a bit worse than Lap and Kota, actually. Association maybe, but they're called Bastard Burgers in Sweden too. I wonder why the one in it's interesting. I wonder why the one in Malmö is called Bronx Burger then. I don't understand that. But yeah, we will always be in Remy's shadow. Yeah, we've got a winky face, and yep. And Oulu is about 1.5 hours from from the Swedish border. Yeah. So if you're going north, it's not that bad. Yeah, okay. How much? So Riku, if you go from Oulu all the way to the north of Finland to the Norwegian border, how far is that? How far north can you actually go in Finland? Because I remember looking at the map, and Oulu was, it looked as if it was almost only about just over halfway up the total length of Finland. There's a lot of Finland in the north that's landlocked, if I remember rightly. But yeah, is Falcon beer as bad as I've actually not? I don't think I've probably only drunk Falcon beer maybe 2 or 3 times, like years ago. I haven't had a Falcon beer in years, actually. Yeah. Good point. But yeah, let's crack on with the unboxing so we can get Thomas in a little bit later. So yeah, we've got some cans and stuff now. So let's do this. Yes. So yes, we have. First off, we've got another one from the Beasts at Apex Brewing Company. What the hell is this beer actually called? Replicant, that's it. Yeah, so we have the Replicant Double IPA, 8% ABV from Apex Brewing Company. These guys, of course, are the kings of the Swedish IPA at the moment, doing some awesome stuff. But yeah, I think they need to do a West Coast IPA. I would love to see these guys have a go at a West Coast IPA. I asked them ages ago if they were doing a West Coast IPA, but they said they would, but they've never done it. I'd love to see these guys do a black IPA and a West Coast IPA. But yeah, can't fault them. They're doing really well with these New England IPAs. So yeah, can't blame them for sticking to what they've got the plaudits for. But yeah, would love to see them do a West Coast IPA. We've got our monthly OO brewing fix. This one is another in the 50/50 series. This time we have Mosaic and Nelson Sauvin. Really looking forward to that one. I love Nelson Sauvin. And I'm hoping that next month's one, because they always seem to do it progressively with the hops. Mosaic, was in last month's one. Mosaic is the green one, and also Nelson Sauvin is the blue one. So I'm really hoping that next month it's the Nelson Sauvin Enigma, because that was one that I saw a while back when these beers were only available on Glassbank, and they were doing that. So yeah, I really hope that the next one is the Nelson Sauvin Enigma. Really curious to see what that's going to be. But yes, we have another new brewery that I haven't heard of here in Sweden before. But this one is 10 Hands Brewing, the Dragonfly. This one's a double IPA. As I say, I don't know anything about this brewery yet. They're from Karlstad, which I think am I remembering rightly that Karlstad is on the banks of one of the Great Lakes? I think Vänern. I think that is on. I think Karlstad is on the banks of Vänern, kind of sort of northeast-ish of Gothenburg. Yeah, Karlstad is quite a bit further north. I think it's on like the north bank of Vänern, if I remember correctly. So yeah, be curious to try this one. We have another beer from Remelöv, one of my local breweries here in Skåne. Their Hellest Lager, which has a grapefruit twist to it. So yeah, you know, these guys, I have to admit, I think the quality of their beers, they've always been solid enough, but I think the quality of their beers has really gone up in the last maybe year or so. I think the beers have been on a bit of a different level recently. So yeah. So for this one then, we have a brewski. Yeah, so you know, it's not often they had a choice. Brewski, for some reason at the moment, they seem to be doing a few Hefeweizens, and I'm not sure exactly what the reason for that is, but I've been really impressed with the Pie series, and this is the latest one in the Pie series, but this is one of the Imperial Stouts this time. So this is Brewski doing the Imperial Stouts. This one is called the Napoleon cake. So yeah, they did have, there is another one, and I don't know if you can still get it, but if I like this one, I might be tempted to get the other cake one, because I've reviewed the two Berliner Weisses, the triple berry pie and the strawberry pie. But yeah, if I like this one, I might be tempted to get the other cake beer as well. They are a bit pricier. I mean, they're 60 kroner, so about £5 for what they are. You know, not a lot, but still. And yeah, this is one that I'm very, very curious about. So yeah, Pang Pang, once again, from Stockholm. And this is another IPA, but it's hopped with Godiva, Olisana, and Mystic hops. These are three hops that you don't come across very often. I know that I've had Olisana once, but I can't remember a thing about it. So I will need to research these hops and see what you're supposed to get from them, and then see how they come out in the actual flavor. As I've always told you, for me, this whole YouTube channel stuff is about you know, it is about you know, learning and stuff like that. And I always love learning about new hops. You know, I'm a chemistry nerd, basically. I studied chemistry at university, so I do like learning about these things and the different components of it. I like learning about different ingredients and shit, basically. So yeah, this one, I think that one will be a really, really interesting beer. And we have a Stigbergets one, triple-headed cod. I've heard good things about this. So this will be, yeah, 3 Stigbergets reviews for you this month. That's one of the things quite often we end up with a good few Stigbergets reviews for the month. And this is something I'm being a little bit more aware of recently. The channel has been very Swedish heavy because of the COVID-19 situation. So yeah, I need to try and get a few more international beers and stuff in. But you know, the quality of beer in Sweden is good, and I'm curious to see what this one has. This is a collaboration with Crosby Hops, so I will need to do a bit of research on that company as well before we film this one. But yes, we have another one from Duck Pond. I was really impressed with the Gose that I had from these guys last time, and this one is another one. So this is a raspberry and vanilla Gose called True Love. So yeah, that's like me and Thomas. True Love. Yeah, cheating on Harry now, I have to say. But I think maybe, I don't know. I don't know. This one is another one of my local breweries, and this one I think should be really nice. Bryghuset Finn. So this one is called the Orange Sun, New England IPA, and it is Citra, Centennial, Mosaic, Equinox, and Sabro. So yeah, all of these hops, well, Citra is more mango-y and Centennial is a bit more kind of lemony and zesty. So you've got that to back it up. But then Mosaic, Equinox is limey. But yeah, Sabro, you don't actually, that's one of the things. You don't see Sabro too often in Sweden, actually. So it's got that kind of coconutty, orangey type vibe to it from what I remember. I have had it once or twice, but I don't remember it all that well. And yeah, this one, really looking forward to this. The 45 Days Organic Pilsner from Toil. They did have a session IPA as part of this one, but I was kind of like, nah, I want the pills. So yes, I'm really looking forward to this beer, actually, the 45 Days Pills. I think some of the English guys, I've got a feeling that Craig Kent Beer Reviews might have reviewed this. But obviously, you know, one of the rules I make about beer reviews and stuff, if it's a beer that I'm not really going to have a chance to get, then I will watch the review without having reviewed it myself. But if I know that other people have done the video, what I do is I review it myself, and then usually when I'm uploading the video and doing all of these kind of things, then yeah, this one, you know, I won't watch the review, but yeah, really looking forward to that. I see we've got a few more comments, so let's check those out. So yes, I think it was here. We were at Steve's comment, so that would be awesome. I live in, let's get close to Leiden. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'll fly into Amsterdam, obviously, and one of my subscribers as well is down in Brussels. So I was thinking I need to decide whether to fly into Amsterdam or Brussels, but I will. I'm sure I'll have one of my flights into Amsterdam and not maybe the other one into Brussels. So yeah, Steve, we actually could hook up for a beer. Actually, what would be really cool, if you wouldn't mind doing it, would be if you can pick up a few of the beers from your local breweries, and then I'll square you up with cash or whatever. That would be awesome, because obviously you know what's good and local for you. So yeah, I would be keen. I think that would definitely be possible to grab a beer if you're in that area. One of the Dutch, I can't remember, is it Remy or Herben that live very close to Utrecht? I've got a feeling it's. I actually can't. No, I think it's Herben actually that lives very close to Utrecht. So yeah, we should definitely do that. I actually would like to go back to Leiden. I did some back in, what was that, 2014? I did a few astrochemistry courses during the summer at Leiden, so I would actually be keen to go back to Leiden and have a little look around, just and visit the Bierwinkel. So yeah, that would be awesome to go there. But yeah, we'll sort that out, Steve. We'll need to sort that out. Maybe if you can message me through Instagram or through the Facebook page or something, that would be awesome to have a chat with you and see about where that is. And yeah, Herben is saying that's very close to where I live. Yeah. Oh, maybe we can do that actually, Herman. Maybe you and I can meet up before we would head north or whatever. So Riku is saying it's 8 hours to Utsuyoki, so about 7 hours, which is on the way to Tromsø. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so like we was saying, yeah, it's in where Riku is. You've still got there's still quite a bit further north that you can go. Steve is saying good choice. In the Netherlands, everybody lives nearby Herben except Thomas. Ah, right. Okay. So Godiva hops have started turning up in trad breweries' craft attempts. Interesting. I'll need to watch Rob's, and he's saying Rob had the cod at the weekend. Yeah, this one's been about in Glassbank actually for a little while, so not surprised that it reached you guys a little bit later. So fuck you, Douglas. You don't mess with somebody called Douglas Thomas. You've seen what James the Black Douglas did. Don't mess with that. Playing with fire. So James and I are shacking up soon. Yeah, we're going to have a little bum soon. Obviously, Thomas lives closer to James. Yeah. 45-day poster was okay. It was in bottles rather than thing. I wonder if the one that's in bottles was brewed in Belgium at the Prof Brewery. Then I don't know if they have a bottling machine at the. I don't know if they'll have a bottling machine in the non-sour side of the brewery at Toyo City. That's an interesting point. I don't know how many bottles, because I think all of the beers that have come out of Toyo City have it's Svininge. I think they've all been in cans actually. I don't think I've seen any bottled beers from Toyo City yet actually. So interesting point there. 45 days is laughable in comparison to with Reservoir Dogs Pils, and they lager 200 days for that's impressive, Davor. Right, you need to next Slovenian box, Davor. You need to get me one of those pilsners. Need to have that. Guess it'll be a 3-way. Oh yeah, always game for that. And cheers, James. Enjoy your future bumming. Well, you and I are going to have a bum as well, Paul, next year. Coming out to visit you in either June or July. We need to figure that one out. So yeah, Paul and I are always going to have a bum. But the problem is when you get Paul onto a good thing, you know, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope in more ways than one. So yeah, okay, right. Let's look at the last. We've got another couple of beers. Yes, so we have Friends Company. So these guys are from Helsingborg. not too far away from me. So this one is the Skoglunds Bergdrum Sour, and again, I'm just the forest grove. I think if you translate that, forest grove berry sour. So yeah, this one is a Berliner Weisse with a shitload of Skoglund's favourite berries, blackcurrant and blackberry. So yeah, this one's just a blackberry and blackcurrant sour. So yeah, curious about this. But these guys do some nice beers. As I say, these guys are in the sort of Helsingborg area in Skåne, here in the south of Sweden. We have one from Popels, and I'm really curious about this, the Mango Passion Sour Ale. So this one's just a sour fruit beer of some description. So I'm going to be curious about this one, I have to say, because I was really impressed with the New England double IPA that these guys put out. Was that last month or the month before? But the last beer that I had from Popos, I think that was the best beer in terms of quality that they've put out yet. So very curious to see how they do with this one. One of the bigger by volume breweries in Sweden, of course, but they do have a few. They have got some impressive beers. Yes, we have another one from Remelöv Gårdsbryggeri. This one is the double IPA. This one's another kind of hazy double IPA. This one, I think, yeah, it says wheat and oats in it, so it will be a New England, I guess. So yeah, I've been impressed with the last couple of beers I've had from Remelöv. I still think, out of the beers that I've had, I think my favourite one I've had recently is the Neblina, which is their session IPA, and I would always give that to people that that are wanting a kind of nice sessionable. I would say that, to be honest, I think for a session IPA, I was really impressed with the Neblina. The double IPAs are good, but I don't know what it was. The Neblina is just one that really sticks in my mind from this brewery. But yeah, curious to see what this one is like. We have another beer from Mohawk, and this is one when I chose this one, I didn't quite realise what it was. I just thought, all right, I haven't had anything from Mohawk in a while, and got this. But this one is called Hazy the Elder, and I just thought, well, maybe it's a tribute to some description to the Pliny the Elder, but it's actually an elderflower New England IPA. So I'm not sure how that one will turn out. I'm not the biggest fan of elderflower, I have to say. So I'm not sure if I will like this one. But I mean, regardless, it's nice to see Mohawk putting a few more beers out there. So we'll need to see about this one. I'm not sure if I'll like this one, so I will apologise in advance to Mohawk Brewing if I don't like that one, because that is a good brewery, and it will be one that maybe just is not to my taste. And yes, we are going to Fermenterarna again, the fermenters. So we have the berry licorice. This one, yeah, this is one I actually had a licorice. What was the one? Who was that from? Was that Morgendagens? I had a licorice berry sour from Morgendagens last month, and that was beautiful. So that was the main reason I got this one. Berry licorice sours. These can be very nice if they're done right. And Fermenterarna have got some really interesting beers. They did have one that was a kvike, some sort of kvike ale. So I might need to talk to the Swedish guys on Instagram again and see if see what I can get out of that one. But yeah, this one I'm really, really curious about. Berry licorice sours can be very interesting. The Swedes, of course, absolutely love licorice, but I think that extends to the other Nordic countries as well. So yeah, and we have another Möhlis beer. This is one of their IPAs. So Equinox Citra, Florida style IPA. So a little bit more. It's usually quite wheaty, if I remember rightly. They're usually quite wheaty, but at the same time, they're quite sort of bitey. If I remember rightly, the Florida IPAs, it's the things like J. Wakefield and stuff like that you always refer to if you're talking about Florida IPAs. So yeah, really curious to see how this one turns out. The Möhlis Nemesis, but Equinox and Citra, two very nice hops, bit of lime, bit of mango, can't go wrong. And then our last one is from Odd Island Brewing, formed by two of the guys from In Flames. So yeah, this one is the Flagranti Sour Ale. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what this one's like. It's actually difficult. It's difficult. Look at this. Difficult to actually read the writing on this thing because of the artwork on it. It's a bit psychedelic. But yeah, this one's got wheat and oats in it, and it's passion fruit, mandarin, hops, and yeast. So okay, so it's like a sour. Maybe it's going to be like a sour IP or something, but maybe it could just be a Berliner Weiss. Actually, I'm not sure what this one's going to be. It does just say sour ale, but if it's got wheat in it, don't know, might well be a Berliner Weisse, but yeah, it'll be cool to try my first sour from these guys, because I have to admit I do like the IPAs that these guys have done. So yeah, hopefully that turns out quite nicely. So yeah, as I say, this was the receipt that came with this. So this, in total, all of these beers that you've seen that have come out of the box, this was 1,100 and minus the 30 for the 2 bottles. That was 1,140 kroners, which is about 100 British pounds, maybe about 110 euros. So, I mean, for all of that craft beer, I have to admit, I think I've got a good deal. I really think that I've got, some really good deals on that. So, yeah, cool. Well, that's my unboxing then. So, Thomas, I know Thomas will still be watching. So, Thomas, feel free to jump in whenever you like. And yeah, we've got a few more comments now, so I'm sure Thomas will appear. So yeah, Paul is telling me to enjoy the bumming. Yep, lube, dears, lube. Yep, we will use some lube. Damn, Skippy. Hello, bummed or stranger. Yeah, Brett, where the hell have you been? You need to get your arse back in the group chats. But yeah, no, I hope you're doing better. I know you weren't doing too well, dude. So glad to see you. Glad to see you. We've got Brett saying cheers. Cheers, Paul. Cheers, everyone. Sorry, listening in, but packing old glasses to make room for new ones. Good. Yeah, we've got Brett just chatting away to everyone. I don't know what. Oh yeah, I forget, and I've not sent the link yet, have I? Let me see. How do I? Let me see. I've forgotten to send the link. That shows you how my brain is being shitty. Yeah, let me put the link in the group chat so we can join in. That was a bright spark, wasn't it? Inviting people to come in, and I've not sent the bloody link out. That's clever. That is clever. Let's get this link into the group chat then. So yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we are. Still got my Swedish keyboard on. There we are. But yeah, no, we'll get Thomas in a wee second. And yeah. But yeah, no, guys, I think that I have to admit, I think I got a pretty damn good deal on these Swedish beers, I have to say. And we have Thomas opened. There we go.
Last time he freaking forgets to actually wake up. This time he forgets the freaking link. Genius.
Yeah, definitely.
How you doing?
Awesome. I'm doing all right. I'm just going to take this off. Let's see how that goes, because I was hearing you. There we go. I hear you through the headphones now. I was hearing you through the TV a minute ago. But yeah, awesome.
It's never a bad thing to hear extra of me.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to figure it out. I was trying to get it set up so that I can keep an eye on the stream. I probably could have just changed the settings and stuff, actually. But yeah, no, I can keep an eye on the stream, because I think I need to keep an eye on how the video quality is, because the video quality has a tendency to be a bit shitty sometimes. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden goes pixely as hell.
Oh yeah, but that can happen with anyone. It's been fine so far, and I've had the same thing happen with Matt every now and then when I'm streaming with him. It'll just fuck up, mess up for a little bit, and then it's fine.
Oh, you can say fuck up on here. It's all right.
Fuck!
fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Reminds me of that scene in South Park where it's just like they've seen the Terrence and Phillips movie. It's like, and they're just like, fuck, what? It didn't hurt anybody. Fuck. How would you like to see the school principal? How would you like to set my bounds?
And then it's the entire thing about getting suspended and everything. He's going to get suspended, and all the consequences. He just sits there and goes, fuck.
I just like the bit. It's like, what did you say? I'm sorry. What I meant was, megaphone out. How would you like to set my bounds, Mr. Garrison? How would you like to set my bounds, Mr. Garrison?
Yeah, that's when South Park was actually still funny.
They've put a lot of continuity into stuff now. It's not quite the same as it used to be.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's all good. Oh, my knees I'm getting old, man. My knees are getting very old.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not you wee baby. You're not even 30.
I'm not even 30 yet, but my knees are feeling a bit dead.
What just happened? Is there another man there?
Yeah. That's my landlord Matthias. He's in to get more beer. He's obviously gone through the ones that he had already.
Yeah, you have another man. You have another man there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have a discussion with you about this because I'm not happy.
We used condoms, don't worry.
Well, thank God. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now.
I'm so happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah. We need to watch that. With certain beer tubers might accuse us of being homophobes.
Yeah, true. No, right. Just by the way, no, that is actually, you're completely right. We can't have that because that is absolutely not true.
Exactly. Yeah, it's my sassy voice that I used to teach the kids with. Yeah. When we come to the Netherlands, I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the story behind how I got so good at that voice. I was always quite good at impressions and accents, actually. But yeah.
I once had a friend at theatre school. I used to go to theatre school, youth theatre school, and there was this guy. He's unfortunately he's no longer among us. He was gay, and I heard it through the grapevine at some point that somebody thought that he thought I was homophobic. And that just struck me as so weird. So the only thing I could do to clear that up was I walked up to him, I grabbed him by the cheeks, by his face, just my hands around him, gave him the biggest kiss ever. He just looked at me. He was like, "Oh," and after that, we were cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a clever way of making clear that we were cool.
Yeah, one of my best pals at home was gay, and he was a bit scared to tell us, and it was just he told us, and we're just like, right, whatever, who cares? I think the exact phrase was, "It's like, oh, you look a different type of ass from us, but we don't care." that was what we said to him.
You know what would really, I'd have to think about something else about myself as a person if I have a friend who was so afraid of coming out. I'm hearing an echo, by the way. I don't know if you're hearing an echo.
I'm not getting an echo, actually.
I'm hearing a bit of an echo. I don't know if the viewers are hearing an echo. They should let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the section if there is a bit of echo. Yeah.
It really sucks if you have a friend that feels scared to tell you that, because then you're like, am I giving up the wrong vibes to you, man? Am I not creating an environment for you to feel safe? Because I'd be very worried about that, because I really want to work on that then.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of shit if people if people kind of feel like that. Steve is saying that he hears the echo slightly just when you speak, Thomas.
How about I quickly leave the studio? I'll plug the microphone and everything. I'll see what happens when I log back in.
Yeah,
It's gone. It's gone now, I think. I'll leave the studio just in case. I'll be back in a few moments.
Yeah, cool. No worries.
Right.
Yeah. No, I have to admit that would be. I think Thomas is right there. It'd be horrible to kind of feel that you couldn't sort of come out to your friends and stuff. I just think that's kind of shitty. Would not like that at all. Yes. Oh, I just got a message from Harry as well. Harry's saying that he's a bit too busy with work and things like that. It's a shame. We're going to get Harry on for a little while. Might just be, I don't know. It might just be Thomas and I that end up on tonight. But we'll need to see who else is kind of going in the chat actually. But yeah. Oh, we've got Harry's. Oh dear. There we go. We've got Thomas back again. There we go.
I hope things are a little bit better now.
It's better, yes. He's saying it's back. It's good. Yeah.
Good. All right. Cool.
Yeah, no, we just got a message from Harry. Harry's saying that he's not going to be able to make tonight. He says he's got a bit too much work to do.
Tosser.
Yeah, Brett, why do you not get in here?
And
We can
Rory
get
Rory just opened a beer in the group chat, so he should drop in.
Yeah, Rory can. I don't know if he's watching right enough, but he can.
Well,
He can join in. Greg was watching as well. Greg can jump. Greg Bullman, he can jump in if he wants as well. Oh, see.
and Adam is doing something with glasses. He was watching.
Yeah, he would be watching as well. But yeah.
They're just scared of our manliness.
Yeah, they're scared of our love.
It's Guy Love. You know that song? You know Scrubs, Guy Love?
I was going to say you sounded very kind of Queen there, to be honest. I was going to say there's a bit of irony in that, but...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Let's see. Beardy's doing a fuck around.
Mm.
I'm not sure what he means by that, but...
He's into some dirty shit, so who knows? But yeah, he's doing
Apparently.
lubing himself up with some Polish sliders. I need to check that out. I do like the Polish. We were talking about this last time when Christoph was here. The Polish beers are really quite nice. Steve likes my yeah, he likes my my Cartman pin. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You should do an entire review in that voice at some point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is beer for sale. There's a cat up from Italy, and it was very nice. It is a Flanders red ale. Probably could do that.
And end the review with "Screw you guys."
Screw you guys. I'm going bed. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Yeah.
Oh, what were you drinking anyway, mate?
Raspberry Fanta.
Okay, now. It's nearly the same color.
Yeah. Are you on a Flanders red? It's a Flanders. It's not. No, it's not raspberry Fanta. It's a Flanders red. It's Rodenbach.
No, well, with the raspberry, you're not far off. Actually, it's a quadruple fruited, 7% ABV sour, kettle sour by Moersleutel with vanilla.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Actually,
it's a tad too sweet. When you got 4 different, you got strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry. I think it was. I have to look on. I'd have to get the can, but it's on.
You'll get a bit of juiciness from the strawberry, quite a bit of tartness from the blueberries and the raspberries, and then the blackberries are a bit more thicker, almost. I think. Yeah,
but it's still the sugars from the fruit make it a little bit too sweet, and the vanilla. You know, from what I remember, vanilla itself isn't necessarily sweet, but it does enhance the sweetness. I think. Anyway, all I know is for sour, it's just a tad too sweet, but it's not bad. That's a good tipple at 7%. So. Yeah.
Oh, Thomas, you know what I just noticed? We've got one dislike. I wonder who that will be from.
Probably from Harry, because he's jealous now that you're having a bun with me.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's Harry's fault. It's not. It's not a certain.
Harry.
It's not another certain.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. That's quite funny.
I thought so. I know exactly who and everything. So you know, it's not our problem, right?
Yeah. It's all good. Not worth it.
It's all good. All right. So, what are you going to drink after that?
I have this beverage. I'm going to drink homebrew beer de gar. I can't. No, I don't know how you say that. I can't do that in the Cartman voice. Beer de gar.
Bière de garde.
The beer de gar. Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't. This is the thing. I can't speak French. I can't make things sound French. I just can't speak it.
But you can do a Scottish accent.
Why? I suppose I can, just a wee bit though.
This does not make sense. How can you not do the French accent? It's not very good. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll probably get all my French people unsubscribing now.
You're getting before we go too far. Douglas is making a request of you. I think this one's important. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay. Can you do? I actually can't remember what he. If I listened to, I can't remember how Mr. Hanky sounds.
Hi-ho!
Okay. We've
I'm so
got
sorry, though. I interrupted you. Yeah.
We've got Valdo in Norway. Yeah, nice to have you along. Another cheesehead here sending you the best green.
Yeah, another Dutchie. No,
He's Norway.
He's
Oh.
Dutch. That's probably from notification. No, Waldo's Dutch. Dutch people are kaaskoppen or cheeseheads.
Never heard that one. Never heard that one.
Really?
Yeah, I never heard that one. I never heard cheesehead. No. He's tomorrow doing a fuck around after some Polish lager live. So is that what you're calling your stuff with your girlfriend now? I hope she knows, Brett, that's going live. That's on the internet now, man. Everybody knows.
Welcome to 2020. Everything's on the internet.
Yeah, Brett is into some dirty shit, so yeah, we can't deny him that.
Oh, come on. I'm going to tell you right now, 90% of people are into dirty shit. They're just too scared to come out for it.
Oh yeah, probably. We've got this Wilder's saying this sounds like hello. Oh man, I love that. I love that one.
How did you say that again? Good morning.
Oh yeah, the Officer Crabtree is that good morning. Exactly. I can speak a little French. Yeah. I was like the Italian guys. The beautiful ladies.
Oh God, that's spot on. That is spot on.
The beautiful ladies. Io studiando italiano per gli anni finali a scuola. Gli italiani è molto simpatici. I remember that we had. We had at school. I did Italian in my last year just for a laugh, basically, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed Italian, and we had this woman, Monia, who came in from the Italian Institute every week, and I just used to try and think of something random as shit to say to her, just because it was funny. It was just funny. And the best one that I ever found was that in Italian, the way to say a hit and run driver. And I'm not making this up. You can look it up in the dictionary. The way to say a hit and run driver is pirata della strada, which literally translates to pirate of the street.
Road pirate.
Like street pirate. Literally, pirata della strada is a hit and run driver. So it's
pirata
a pirate
della
of
strada.
It's like a pirate of the street. So I used to say to her, "Mi piacerebbe giocare pirata della strada," and she just looked at me. James, are you crazy? James, are you crazy?
Why is it though that they actually do sound like that? Ariula. Why is it that I'm a big fan of Jamie Oliver, right? And he's got this friend of his mentor. Oh Christ! You got 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Try to find you. Oh. Yeah, so we've got the thing. Douglas is enjoying my thing. Dutch, but Norway fan. Okay, no, that makes sense. Davor is saying, "Let the show begin." Yep. I didn't think hello would translate to Dutch. I think, I don't know. I wouldn't think it is. They were talking. I know that with hello, there was chat of them. There was a thing of them talking about dubbing it in German, but I don't know I really don't know about that. Can you copy accents the same way in other languages as you can in English? You probably with certain languages, but I don't know if it would translate all that well, actually. I really don't know how that would translate. That's interesting. Yeah. But I know there was with hello, they were talking about doing it in German. I'm really not sure how that would work out right enough. But yeah. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I don't know.
Hello.
Hello. This is the French resistance.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I like the bit where the pilots, the pilots are in it, and then she's like, oh, I speak a little English. It's just like, okay, chaps, follow the boss, and then they're like, oh, Johnny ho, chap.
I love that show. God, it was so. These days, you can't. It's one of those things that really it can't be produced anymore these days. It is so incredibly politically incorrect, but it's so incredibly funny.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's great.
It's fantastic. But sorry, you guys were talking about something.
No, it was. It's Hello is brilliant. I love that. I love that.
Oh.
But the whole point of it was just to be a farce. I remember that was the whole reason it was funny. Everything was just a farce, basically. But yeah. And we've got Valdo is saying Roadrunner.
Pirata della
Pirata della Strada.
Pirata della Strada. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
I still remember that. Monia were like, James, are you a crazy? I was like, yeah. Pazzo. Yeah, it was Pats. I just used to say Pazzo. Yeah, because if it was girl, you were Patsa. But if you were boy, it was Pazzo.
That's idiot, right?
No, it means crazy. Pazzo is crazy. Because yeah, it's Patsa.
Now I'm trying to find that. Now I'm trying to find because you dropped out there for a second. I'm trying to figure something because in English you have a patsy, right? A scapegoat, a patsy.
I would never use that word.
No, but I'm saying, does that have a similar root somewhere? Considering the fact that basically English is, this sort of
based on Latin, yeah, Latin.
Melting pot of so many languages, really,
It's just I used to annoy my English teacher at school. She used to get furious with me because I would say to her, I was like, she used to make us read Hamlet and shit like that, and it was stuff. I liked all of my teachers in my 5th year of high school. That was when we were preparing for university. I really liked all of my teachers except my English teacher. I just did not like this woman. And I used to give her. She told me like, "Oh, James, you have no appreciation of the English language," and because she used to make us read shit. She made us read Hamlet, and she was just. But I just used to take the piss out of it. I mean, she was like, she's like, "Oh, James, who's your favorite character in this book?" And I was like, "Yorick." I was like, "Yorick doesn't speak." I was like, "Exactly, he doesn't speak pish like the rest of them."
Oh, okay. I have to admit though. Bit of a Shakespeare fan, just so you know. Having said that, yes, please continue.
No, that was it. That was the story. But I'm trying to remember what else I did to that.
I was such a snarky. Yeah, sorry.
No, on you go. Sorry, on you go.
I was about to say I was a snarky bastard in high school for several reasons, none of them good. And I remember when I had my oral exam. We were questioned about books that we read, right, for the oral exam, and I sort of pretended that I read Romeo and Juliet, basically because everybody there, and I watched it 2 or 3 times, saw that Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio, and what's her face? Fantastic movie, by the way, it's brilliant, but. It really does. It is basically based on the play. So I got some questions, and at some point she asked me, my teacher, and we got along, but I was snarky. She was like, most people would consider Romeo and Juliet a tragedy. Do you agree? And I said, yes, I do. Waiting for me to elaborate, so she looked at me, and why do you think that is? And I looked her dead in the eye with 2 classmates sitting right next to me, and I said, gee, I don't know. They both died? Yeah, like I said,
you sound like such a bitch, man.
Once in class with the same teacher, I had 2 girls behind me who were so incredibly. They just, after 50 times of her trying to explain something so simple, and I sort of misused the proverb a little bit, but it was so simple, and they just didn't get it because they were both a little dim and not trying hard enough. They really were trying because they could have known, They were just not trying hard enough. They were a bit of the popular girls or whatever. So at one point, and she gave me the most nasty look, like, you shut the fuck up. I muttered under my breath loud enough for her to hear, ignorance is bliss. This woman appreciated me, but also not.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was stoned in that class. I don't know.
Yeah. No, we had I had one with the English teacher I was talking about that what was it did? Yeah, we were reading The Catcher in the Rye. And she said, she asked me, like, oh, what did James think of that book? And I was just like, oh, I said, because she told me I had no appreciation for the English language. So I just used to think of like stupid ways to say shit. So I slammed the book down on the table. It's like, that book disgraced the very trees who gave their lives in the name of our reading experience. And then she was like, get out of my classroom immediately, you insolent boy. And I was like, okay. So I went and stood outside. Then the principal comes past. He's like, he knew me, he loved me because I, played the Spanish guitar and did all that shit in the music festivals and stuff. And he said to me, James, why did you get thrown out of that classroom? I was like, I told her what I thought of The Catcher in the Rye. And he was like, oh, it's shite, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, go back inside. So went back in, and then the rector was like, just like, oh yeah. Oh, I see, we've got two joining us. We have Greg. There we go, and we've got Rory. Right, guys. Hello, welcome.
Evening. You're right.
Right, guys. How's it going?
Hello.
Good. Nice to see you both. Oh, is that right? Wait. Don't tell me. Is that Carlisle United, Greg?
Yes, it is. Yes.
That's a retro. That's a retro as hell football shirt.
2004.
Ooh. It actually looks more retro than that. I would have guessed that was from the 90s or something.
We did have this in 94, 95, but then this was the remake for it. So it was like the 10-year anniversary or something. So I've got the original as well, but I'm a bit of a fiend for them. I've got about 50 tops.
Who's club is that?
Carlisle United.
Oh, right, okay.
Carlisle United.
Yeah. So all good.
It's nice.
What are we on tonight?
Raspberry Fanta so far. Once I finish the bottle, I'm on to the beer, the homebrew beer de Gart.
He's lying. He already told me he had 2 beers this afternoon.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I've reviewed beers for. I've reviewed my morning thing for tomorrow. I've been emptying the fridge out. I've just been trying to get rid. It's amazing how fast Thomas and I were talking about this earlier. It's amazing how you can just get to, you can start to hoard beers when you're reviewing and stuff like that. It goes crazy. I've just been trying to empty out the fridge, and I'm saying to myself, I'm not putting any more in the fridge till I've emptied what's in there, and then new ones can go in. So yeah.
It's better to have too much than too little, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Rory, what is that white thing behind you?
Oh, it's just a cover, bed cover. It's been chilly.
It's freaking July.
Chilly tonight as well.
It's July, of course it's chilly.
In England, it is.
In the Netherlands.
Maybe you need one of us to come and warm you up.
I will cuddle you so intently.
Yeah. I love the screen. I love the screen name. By the way, Rory, that made me smile.
Oh yeah.
I did that ages ago. I've got to get rid of it.
Oh, it's dear.
Belgian Gimp.
Oh dear. We did get a dislike earlier, so I think we know who that's from. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. One guess.
It was. We already know who it is. It's Harry, because James and I were talking about how we're lovers now. He doesn't appreciate that.
Yeah, Harry's jealous of Thomas and my love.
Yes, so jealous.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It is. Yeah, I'm turning it since I've come out on the gay side of things. I've been a bit of a slut, because there was Paul in America, there's Thomas, there's Harry. Where's it going to stop? You know, where is it going? Seriously, where's it going
Well,
to stop?
it's the headphones.
Oh, it's
Since
the headphones.
yeah.
The headphones. It's the headphones. They mess with the brainwaves and everything. You know.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. Well, my headphones are bigger than all of yours. Like.
Yeah.
I have nothing to compensate for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I suppose that's a good one. I'll give you that.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's all right, Dollface.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
It's
I just
too-
what? Yeah.
We're too comfortable in this kind of persona.
A little bit. It's going to be scary when you're here.
It is.
I was going to say, you go to all the Mardi Gras places with your headphones.
Oh yeah. That would be beautiful.
I've actually been in Baton Rouge. Was it Baton Rouge? Is that the city? No, it's New Orleans. I've actually been in New Orleans on Mardi Gras. I was too young to drink though. That was when I was about 14 or 15 or something.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
It's quite a big carnival, that, isn't it? They go out, that one.
They get smashed. Yeah, they get smashed, definitely. Yeah, we've got a few more comments. We have the French accent into English. It does translate pretty well. I also like that Peter Griffin speaks Italian. Controversial opinion, I fucking hate Family Guy. Can't stand it.
Really?
Hate it. I hate it. It's just like, I don't know. I like clever humor, and I don't find Family Guy clever. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm
not a fan of any of those.
Yeah, it's not clever.
Yeah,
I can't get away with any of them.
Nah, I'm more like I like
a lot of observational humor. Like observational comedy kind of stuff, like The Office, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, that kind of thing.
I actually need to watch The Office. I've never. I actually need to watch The Office and see what it's like. I guess probably the one that I would like more would be the Ricky Gervais one rather than the Steve Carell one.
Yeah, because you probably get more of the references.
Yeah.
Still game fan here.
Still game, yeah.
It's my favourite.
I just started the last season. I'm kind of big in Parks and Recreations right now. I'm loving that.
That's the Canadian one, isn't it?
No, it's not Canadian. It's
that's Trailer Park Boys, isn't it? I need to watch Trailer Park Boys.
No, Parks and Recreations is fantastic. I love it, and I'm going to be honest here. Haven't seen The Office except for 1 or 2 episodes. I'm not a big Ricky Gervais fan.
No,
I was never that.
I just think it's quite clever.
Go for it, James.
Yeah. No, I think there's a delay. I think I keep cutting over everyone by accident.
No.
No, I was just going to say that it's like I was never madly enamored with him. I always like Carl Pilkington though. I was just like, how does he come up with some of these ideas that he's got? Carl Pilkington, I always thought was quite funny. It's the one where he goes. I remember the bit where it's the idiot abroad, and he goes to Brazil, and he's like the Christ the Redeemer's like a pylon. He's like an electricity pylon.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Who is that? What is that?
Carl Pilkington was. I'm sure Ricky Gervais had like a radio show, and Carl Pilkington was his producer. But Carl Pilkington. He just comes out with the most random shit. He's just got like no filter. He just says what he's thinking, and it's like he goes on about they have there's this thing where they just go into the studio and just speak to him and just record it because it's like the easiest TV show for them to make in the world. But just the stuff he says makes it entertaining. It's just like
they send him to the worst places. For him, they send him to the most brutal places, don't they? Like send to into Mexico. They send him to out
wrestle. Yeah. Never heard of it.
Oh, search for An Idiot Abroad. Like it's good. It really is quite good, that one. That was an ex-girlfriend.
He's like a proper northerner. Like just says what he says what he thinks.
All right, I'll look it up. Maybe it's fun.
You know, Carl Pilkington is quite funny. Yeah, I quite like him.
I think Ricky Gervais is quite. His like shows are quite observational as well. His comedy.
He's not scared of offending people. He'll just say it. If he's not, whatever he's comfortable with, he just comes out.
Like
with
The Office.
Yeah, it's a dying form. It's a dying form where comedians will just come out and just say what they think now. I think obviously society's changing a little bit, and some people are reluctant to do that. But no, I think he's one of the last ones, really.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
He says that a lot. You talk about Ricky Gervais, Greg.
Yeah. He's not bothered. If it's something he believes in, he'll just carry on and carry on and carry on. Whereas some comedians will back down now, and he'll just carry on. I'm not going to go like say with like his animal rights or
he's not
things like that. He'll just carry on, and he doesn't care who he offends when he's something that he believes in, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
No, he's got I remember seeing him do some Richard Dawkins stuff as well. Like he's quite big into his atheism and stuff like that, and you know he's quite an activist when it comes to secularism and things. So yeah, no, he's quite into all of that. So if what he's talks that he does with Richard Dawkins are pretty interesting. Yeah.
He sees like his argument is like just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah.
That's his argument basically.
Which is a good point. I'm definitely giving him that one. The problem is that he's attacking people. Sometimes I feel he is attacking people. He is attacking people who are opinionated and say, I'm right and you're not, by saying, no, I'm right and you're not, and feeling that that's the right thing to do. And I think that you're basically just fighting fire with fire instead of opening a dialogue about seeing where you can take a particular situation that is a societal problem right now. And you're not opening debate, you're not opening discussion, you're just fighting fire with fire and saying, you know what, I think you're an asshole because you say you're right, and guess what, I think you're wrong and I'm right, and you need to live with that. And that's why I have an issue with Ricky Gervais and other people as well who are like that. They're not opening up any debate or dialogue. They see people kick and they're thinking that the solution is to kick back instead of just talk. So no, I'll never really appreciate that kind of behavior, even though he has some very good points.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. I think that's the thing is, like these days, I mean, when it comes to we're getting into the politics and stuff now, but when you go on the far right and far left, there's a lot of people who are just like, they're very reactionist, and it's like, you know, on the far left, everything's racist. On the far right, everything's communist. You know, it's just like. The rational center. The rational center. Yeah.
I think it's good to
we've
have
got a few more
comments between like.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go for it, Rory. Go for it.
It's good to have like dialogue between like. That's why I don't agree with like. PC or like I don't agree with like people like trying to curb freedom of speech, because like I think because. You need to talk to people, like have like a rational discussion with people, and you can like, even if you don't agree with them, you should have their freedom of like to say what they want to say, kind of thing.
No, definitely. I mean, you've got to. I mean, I always think this. You've got like when the whole Brexit kind of thing happened, it's like, right, you need to. There's a lot of people, it's just racism, it's racist. It's like, but have you actually tried to understand why people voted for it? It's like, you know, they've not tried to understand why people voted for it. That's the problem. And it's like, because people are concerned about stuff, and that has to be taken into account, you know. It has to be taken into account, That's it.
Look, it went lovely and political. Should we talk about beer again?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Although I just noticed that Adam has a political question for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get that.
We'll do. Can I flick through the comments first? Because I get stressed when I don't go through the comments. We've got Wilda saying, I'm in disguise. And she just usually got different glasses on or something. Joe is saying, hey, Thomas, is this you cheating on me now?
Actually, I have to give a proper shout out to Yo, because Yo is from Belgium, and Yo sent me some nice stuff the other day. I'm very, very happy with that. Very, very, very happy. Yeah, and definitely going to get some great reviews out of that. The first one actually popped up today, so I hope Yo enjoyed that one. I think he did. So thank you again, Yo, for sending me those amazing beers, and the rest of the reviews will be up soonish.
Yeah, but please, please do that one I asked you about in English so I can watch it.
I already asked Joe, and he was okay with it. So you were going to get your Robert the Great. Sorry, the beer is called Robert the Great. I made that mistake in the unpacking. Called it Robert the Bruce. But yeah, I'll do the Robert the Great in English.
Yeah, awesome. Hells yeah.
All right.
That's an interesting point. Like, if you would review the other ones in Dutch, is it not better to do them in English, because then you've got the French speakers in Belgium as well?
Oh, I suppose you're right. But I have plenty of Dutch fans viewers. I don't know why that one slipped out. Sometimes it feels like that, though. Sometimes it feels like that when people send you stuff like that. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, Dutch viewers who also really love the Struizen. So yeah. I'll see what I can do. But you're going to get your Robert the Great.
Yes, hell yeah. No, I'm looking, because I think I probably won't be able to get that. So, yeah, we need to see.
I'm still doing my best, but I'm not making you any promises.
Oh yeah, no. If I could get a bottle of that, that would be awesome. I would love that. I'll release it on a certain date that there's a special Robert the Bruce thing or something. But yes, we have Timmermans and Guinness are on my hit list, but £35. That honestly,
I paid 12 quid for it at Christmas.
What's
that was?
Is that for this? This one's this is a 375.
Yeah, I think I paid about 12 quid for that at Christmas when I had it.
I bought this today for 70 kroners, 70 Swedish kroners. So that is like, that's about £6.50. I paid £6.50 for that in Systembolaget.
That's £35 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's mental. I can't, like, if you paid £12 for that, Greg.
Yeah.
I got that for about £7.
Yeah.
If that. That's insane.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna look up how much this one is.
It was when I seen it on the Timmermans website last year when it came out the first time. It was 20 quid then, and so when I seen it at Christmas for 12, I just thought, oh, that's not too bad compared to what I'd seen. It was just more intrigue for I had to try it. I used to be all I ever drank was Guinness, so I thought I've got to try it. So. Yeah, it was quite good to take to a bottle share. Yeah.
I just checked the price there, 65 Swedish crowns. So
can I just quickly? Yeah. I saw Adam's next comment on the bottom.
Oh, okay. On the very bottom.
All the way down on your bottom. And I think you just had a.
What style is that?
I don't know. It's I think it'll be some kind of dark stout lambic. It'll be the.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the.
Oh, it's a blend. It's a blend of Timmermans lambic and Guinness stout.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
And I once had a
lambic what?
Sorry.
Sorry, Karen. Go on.
No, I just wanted to say I'm very intrigued what James is going to think about it, because I once had Black Acid by Lervik and our Beersel. It was a blend of Lervik Stout and Beersel Lambic, and it was insanely good. Although I do know mine wasn't the freshest anymore, and I think it's better if you give it a little bit of age. But that's me. But anyway, I thought it was fantastic. But I think that because the bottle you just got was a 37.5, wasn't it?
Yeah, 37.5. But yeah.
Yeah, right. So,
but I mean, but the thing was, even if it was a 700, and I think they did release the 700 because that beer's been in Sweden before. I think they did release the 700, and I think it was only about 120 or 130. So it's basically double the price. But yeah, 65 kroners is £5.40, something like that. So that's not a lot. You've got to love the beer the alcohol socialism we have here. It's great. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. And we've got John saying that it's all pandering humour. So I'm going to rattle the comments because you know what I'm like, guys. I get stressed if we don't read the comments. So John's saying it's all pandering humour. I think that comment appeared with the Ricky Gervais stuff. I turn off for 1 minute and two turn up like buses. Rory Lee should come up north. Lots of proper northerners. That sounds like an invitation for bumming, Rory. You need to do that.
You get your Belgian gimp.
You can get his gimp on, yeah. You can get his gimp on. Very politically charged Dutch question. Yeah. Well, we've got Davor's comment as well. It's not worth that price. So yeah, I think this is Adam's question. With the world is Svart Piet and parades.
Zwarte Piet is Black Pete. It's the blackface thing going on. I'm not going to go into this too much. All I will say is that with not just the Zwarte Piet, the Black Pete thing going on, just racism in the Netherlands in general has been more part of the debates in our government, and so that aspect is being debated as well.
Yeah, I just never see the point in judging people on skin color and stuff. It should be ideology it's ideology that should be debated, not all the other shit.
If you're an arsehole, you're an arsehole.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Have you heard? Do you guys know who Terry Crews is?
Terry Crews, yeah.
Why that?
Yeah,
the Expendables guy, the football player dude.
Yeah, and he's amazing in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's been getting some shit on Twitter for some comments he made, and it's pretty interesting seeing how people react on that and judge him in this entire situation. And that's all I'm saying about the entire thing. It just shows that this entire conversation is incredibly loaded, and not easy. Let's leave it at that. In the meantime, by the way, guys, I'm going to mute for a second. I'm going to set up a light, and I'm going to get another beer.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm drinking a sessionable triple IPA, 10%. Polly's brew.
10% session IPA.
Yeah.
You're taking Harry's definition. I love that. I love it. Yeah, no.
Another of them all together. So this is my 6th variant now. This one's Full Circle out of Newcastle and Heist Brew out of Derbyshire. So
actually never heard of either of those.
Full Circle popped up last year.
Yeah.
They're on the outskirts. They're about maybe a 25-minute walk out of Newcastle. But they're on, they're good for coming back into the city centre. There's about 4 or 5 breweries. They're in the biker region. So you've got like Brinkburn Street, Anarchy, all in that area. And you've got the Free Trade Inn, which is an amazing pub. And then you can, as you come more back into the city centre, it's really good. It's a really good bar scene in Newcastle. We went yesterday. It was the first time I've left Carlisle in 4 months. I thought I'm going to see what it's like. They were brilliant with social distancing. Just the trains were a bit of a nightmare, so I probably won't do that again. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, I've been in a pub 3 times now, so strange, but people seem to be behaving themselves.
Yeah.
That's good.
The issue I thought would be when people are drunk, they're all going to get close. The issue isn't that. The issue is that when they see people, they're getting shouting across bars from a distance, and they're being noisy and shouting hello at people and stuff. That's the only negative I've seen. But everyone's behaving themselves, which is good.
Yeah.
Have you been to that brewery by the river? It's like a sister brewery from Wylam.
Sister Wylam. Yes, I was there yesterday. I was at the brewery yesterday.
Yeah,
it's a little bit on the dear side, but it's very good. I mean, at the moment, it's got a reduced tap list. There was only maybe 10, 12 on yesterday, but they had, what did I have? I had the maple and pecan imperial stout yesterday. That was quite nice. That they do. Was it Big Trouble in Little Gateshead? So, yeah, it's on the gate. It's classed as Gateshead because it's on the other side of the town. It's but it's literally 2 minutes from, like, a 5-minute walk from the train station.
What's their usual tap like list? If that's 12 is quite a few.
It's usually around the 20 mark. I think, when I've been, but it's they only serve in thirds and 2/3. So, and at the moment it was pretty much all by the river, and I think they had 2 from America and 1 from Polly's. So it's just all their own. But that's what I'm finding everywhere at the minute. Everywhere's just doing their own. They're not guesting it as much. Like, I went in Brewdog, they had four guests on in my local Brewdog. So it's just all their range other than that.
That's what I usually go in for Brewdog for all the time. It's a guest.
Yeah, I think it'll get back. I just think it's at the moment they're just trying to keep as much money in the company as they possibly can. But yeah,
is there Brewdog around you, James?
There is one in Malmö.
I've been to the one in Malmö.
Ah, right, okay. What did you think of it?
I thought it's brilliant.
Is that far from you? Or?
I only went for the day. We had 2 nights in Copenhagen, so we got the train over, and I went to the Brewdog and I went to Malmö Brewing Company.
That's one of my favourite places. I always go to Malmö Brewing.
What a brilliant tap room! Amazing. When I went, there was about 40. There was about 40 tap, and then 5 of them were meads. I mean, that's unheard of, but yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, they do. There's Malmö Meadery as well. I don't know if they're associated with. I don't know if they're associated with the brewery.
Right.
But yeah, I know that I mean, Malmö Brewing Company's beers. He's going to Anders. I need to speak to Anders and see about getting him to do one of my, like, meet the brewery things that I'm doing. But yeah, he's a very nice guy. The breweries, I mean, I've been trying to encourage them to, like, get a commercial space and brew on the bigger scale, but yeah, it's a lot of investment and things like that for them. So I don't know if they'll do it, because their beers are really good quality at Malmö Brewing. I do wish they would scale up and go for it, because they would do very well. I think they do a lot of collaborations with, like, other things. But I mean, in fairness, I think that's one of the things. I think they're quite happy with being a brew pub. I think there are companies that are like that. Some of them just want to be brew pubs, and that's it. They're quite happy. They don't really want that bigger responsibility sort of thing. So, yeah.
So they don't really go out far afield.
They don't. They don't have any beers that you can buy in bottle or can. You can get a growler, but in because of the laws in Sweden, you're only allowed to get 3.5 percenters and things like that. I've had a few samples because I know the bar manager. So like they've got a beer that's really well rated called Canned Wheat, which is like a sort of wheat-based IPA. But they do that for festivals, and I asked them because I go in there quite often, and I know, as I say, I know the guy, and he said, I asked him like, look, is there any way that I can like buy one and take it home or whatever? And then they're allowed legally to give samples and things like that. So I've had a few samples from Malmö to take home, but that was only the once, and it was only the once, and it was because it was the canned wheat, so they gave me it to take back. Yeah.
It's good to know people.
Yeah. No, but, Malmö Brewing Company, their beers are quality. What did you enjoy that one though? The Malmö Brewing, Greg?
Yeah. I like the Doppelbock. I can't remember what it was called. They were fantastic though. We only went for we were only in Malmö for like 6 hours, and I think I spent about 4 of it in there. So I think that tells you its own tale. But we went there. We've tried to get. We're trying to take off as many of the Brewdog bars. So we just thought we'll jump on a train and get the Malmö one done. We're on 43 now, my wife and I, of different Brewdog bars around the world. I've done Oslo's, Reykjavik's, Helsinki's, but that's shut now.
The Helsinki one closed.
Yeah.
You got a reason to come to the Netherlands now, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, the Rotterdam.
Rotterdam. Yeah, no.
I've got Northern England on the brain.
Yeah, right. No, we just we had one open.
I haven't been to that one, but
it's only been open like a month or two, so
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If you do go over, let me know.
I was surprised we got one.
Really?
Yeah, I'll probably end over at some. I'll wait till it calms down with the trains. But we've got one in Carlisle, so it's there's the money tattoo.
Oh yeah, you need to tell the story of your Brewdog tattoo again, Greg.
Yeah. So this tattoo cost me £50. The one there, the dog. I pay. When you get a Brewdog tattoo, you get 20% discount for life in the bar. So I bought it. I got it done the day before the bar opened in Carlisle, and I saved the best part of 70 quid in the first 4 days that it opened. So it's paid for itself.
It's not a bad tattoo, is it? Really?
Yeah. Well, it's not
bad
quite
tattoo either.
It's great, isn't it? So yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
better
dare.
than the shite that's on me arm.
I'm gonna dare anyone who's
I only
watching,
got it for the money.
Get a Brewdog tattoo on your hoo-ha, and dare to show that and get your 20% discount at a Brewdog pub. I'll dare anyone who's watching right now.
I want 50% discount for that.
I'd ask for more. Yeah.
But it soon stacks up, because if you've got a share, you can get 5 or 10% on top of it. And then if you get the ambassador discount, and then if you put like your local bar discount, before you know it, in your daytime discount, you've got nearly 45% discount for drinking in one of the bars. And then today they've just announced the VAT change with the law, so that's going to make it even cheaper. They're practically giving it away.
Wow.
What is the VAT change? I've not heard that.
But yeah. He's dropped the VAT. The VAT is 5% now as of today, and it up to a maximum. I think it's £10 or £15 if you spend in there at a time. It's just to try and get more people to spend money in everything at the minute. Brewdog's already announced that they'll give it back to the punter. So,
okay. Oh, so it's only cut its companies. Yeah. So okay. Yeah.
It's quite expensive to buy. It's quite expensive to buy a drink, to buy a can in Brewdog and take it away, isn't it? It's like £3.
Every every beer's got a £2 corkage for the cans.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you buy. So like if you the only exception is if it's the pumps run out, then you get it for the same price in the can as the draft. But but I still, if I get a carry out, I still get my discount on top of it. I've seen us walk out with 750ml bottles of Phantom for less than a tenner.
Oh damn!
That is not bad.
Yeah.
I might need to get you to get me some Phantom then, Greg.
Yeah, I think I got the Phantom Amarillo for about £9.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
No.
I did. Yeah. What we tend to do is we'll buy if they've got the big bottles that are about like £25, I'll go and buy it, get the discount, and then I'll split it like 3 ways with my friends and make it cheap. So it's paid for itself, but
I need to get tied up.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of getting some tattoos. But the Brewdog one has to be the first one, I think.
Just get a wee one on the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, fair dues.
I wonder if that goes for the Netherlands as well. I'll just have to figure that out. It's just a long ass journey for me.
I'm not sure if it's. I know. I'm sometimes with the franchise ones they don't honour the discount, but certainly in the UK, I've had it in every single bar.
Yeah, it could be that this one. I think this one is a franchise. I don't know if this is standard for all Brewdog bars, but they have a few small kettles to brew. I don't know if that's standard. And a lot of the beers are non-Brewdog beers, but Rotterdam-based breweries, apparently. But yeah, no, I do want to go there. It sounds like fun. I think this goes for all of us. I'm not the biggest Brewdog fan, but I think they've got some okay stuff. And from what I've heard is that mostly the atmosphere in a Brewdog pub is pretty good. So, you know.
Their sours are good.
Yeah.
And the sours are pretty decent.
Yeah, Imperial Stouts are good as well, I find.
Yeah.
I think it's just the IPA. Yeah, this is such a discussion you have almost every time when you start talking about beer, but it's just the IPAs have gotten so lackluster. It's not that they're bad; it's just generic.
Yeah,
And they're trying to like market to the wider audience.
I don't think they're bad. I think it's the fact that it's 10-year-old now, and I think we've changed. And I think Punk IPA, when it was 10-year-old, it was something brand new. When it was amazing. Whereas we're getting our taste buds have changed. I think that's more of it for me. But
is that any expectations?
I think they have changed the recipe though. I think they did say they changed the recipe because they released a whole thing that was original recipe Punk IPA at one point. I do remember that.
The original recipe, like when I first started getting into craft beer, was amazing. When we get it from Sainsbury's, like thinking, like you said, like is it your taste buds that changed? But I don't think it is. I think it actually is the actual recipe that changed.
It could be, and maybe it's a little bit of both. But you just said the key words there, didn't you? When the first time I got into craft beer. And 10 years ago, the scene was different than now. There's a lot of people who they drink the lagers, they drink the macro lagers. Every now and then they'll have like a Westmalle, they have like, a Belgian triple or Belgian blonde, and they're like, all right, I like this. And thanks to the magic of the interwebs, they find Facebook groups, they find, Instagram, and they see all these talk about hazy double IPAs. They see the poly triple IPAs. They see I just open up this poly breakfast stout, right? If this is your first introduction to a coffee stout or any kind of stout, and then you drink a few more, and you drink more and more of that, and then people are going like, I remember back in the day I drank a lot of Guinness, and then you try Guinness for the first time after having tried stuff like that. You're going to look at a can of Guinness and go like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
The same thing goes if you start your craft beer journey in the Cloudwaters, in the Verdants, in the Pollies and all stuff like that, and then somebody gives you a punk IPA, you're just going to go like, eh.
It's a much narrower learning curve, isn't it? It's a much
So I really encourage, if there's anybody who's seeing this for the first time and you're like, I want to go from my triples to, please go pick up that can of Punk IPA. Make sure it's fresh, but have that can of Punk IPA. Have their Elvis juice, try their some of their hoppy lagers, and then go into your Verdants and your Cloudwaters and things like that. Yeah. And that's a whole new learning curve.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I think my battery's going to die, so I'm just going to log off because I think my battery's going to die. So, right, I'll catch you later. Right, bye.
Yeah, cool. No, it was nice to have you, Greg. It was nice to have you.
Okay,
you,
all right, cool. All right, I'll come on next time. Right, see you later. Bye, bye.
See you.
Bye.
Cheers. Yeah. No, I've been sitting talking about Brewdog. I've just been looking through the locations on the website and stuff. So yeah, no, they're saying they're going to have one in Mumbai and one in Shanghai.
Yeah, we're juggernaut, aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, I see they've got a few bars in America and things now. Pitts, what is it? They've got Franklin. They all seem to be around the kind of Columbus area. So yeah, they've got Columbus, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, North Shore. I don't know where the hell that one is, but Pittsburgh. That's Pennsylvania. But yeah, I'm looking at their headliners. The Punk IPA, the Dead Pony Club Lost Lager, Clockwork Tangerine, and the Zombie Cake. I've not tried Zombie Cake right enough.
That's not bad actually. Zombie Cake. So nice. Yeah. It's like 5%, 5.6 or something. Like stout.
Stout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those get your brain around it though, because when you drink a lot of those. Well, we just talked about a little bit about Brewdog's quality, especially with the core range. And if you're used to some of the, what we consider high-class craft, 5.5%, 6%, sweeter stouts, praline stout, I think it's sort of, that's how they're trying to advertise it. So when you got this thing in your head, like that's what it's going to be, and then it's going to disappoint.
Yeah, it's not sweet enough for a praline stout, I'd say.
I was actually on, but if you go into it with it's a nice 5. You said 5%, Rory?
I think it is, or 6. It's not that big, I don't think.
Oh, I can't remember. I've had it. I know it wasn't big. I thought it was 6-ish, but you could be right that it was 5. Now that you mention it, you're probably right. Actually, yeah. But anyway,
sorry. When you get into that, I think our group of people, like we talk to, like it's a niche within a niche, kind of like the craft beer kind of thing. Like we seek out the more the more intricate kind of beers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, we do.
If you know.
I know what you mean. I think, if I'm going to be very brutally honest, and I think I might get some flack for this, but really, I think that we're entitled. We feel that we're entitled. We feel that we deserve certain things from the brewers, that we have rights as drinkers, and that they need to make the products that we want. And if that's not what it is, then we're going to give it a 1 star on Untappd. Yeah. And we don't look at the product itself anymore. We look at what we think it should be, depending on our expectations.
And being more learned in being learned in what modern beer is. I don't even like the term craft beer, because it seems a bit wanky. I'd rather just say like modern beer.
Yeah. No. It is a bit like I've got a. Oh God, I'm so sorry for this one, James. But it's looked like I've got the man bun, and you have the man bun, and I'm growing my hair for the man bun. But it's like that man bun bearded. What's the thing called? Lumberjack.
Hipsters.
Okay, yeah, it's what's it called again? The guys from Supernatural all wear it. The pattern, the crop. There's a name for it. The lumberjack. That's it. That was one. Thank you. Yeah, we're all like, yeah, but it's like, yeah. I remember when I loved punk IPA before everybody did, when it was really punk, and as soon as they sort of went outside of that 10-kilometer, 10-mile range, and it sort of dropped off for me, and those people.
Yeah,
and I'm complaining.
I mean, I have to admit, I was always more of a 5 a.m. Saint one. I always liked 5 a.m.
That's a lovely beer as well. It was a lovely beer. Yeah.
And before people give me flake right now, by the way, I am one of those bastards. By the way, I am one of those hipsters, and we all are.
I'm not. I'm a metalhead, man. Definitely not a hipster.
Yeah, I'm a R&B. Go hip, but R&B hip hop kind of.
Nice.
I've basically massive metalhead. I don't think anyone could really call me a hipster, to be honest.
Well, I like Metallica and stuff like that. That's more of your punk IPA kind of rock in it, really. I suppose Metallica.
Yeah, commercial metal. Commercial metal. I'll flick through the comments quickly, guys, because as I say, I get stressed if we don't read the comment. So we have. Yes, I've bought the Robert the Great from Streuza for €6 at a children's farm. There's a pub tavern there, and the guy has the most awesome beers and lowest prices ever. We need to go there, Thomas, man. We need to take a road trip.
I do know that Joe has. I don't know if Joe's still watching, because I do know he has to get up early in the morning, because I know what Joe's going tomorrow. He's going to this little place called. There's a monastery there. It's called. I think you might have heard of it, Westvleteren or something.
Oh, that's news to me, that one. But I'm jealous of this guy.
Beer went into the wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. This is where, just out of sheer jealousy, Joe gets like a middle finger salute.
Yeah, like we love you, but holy shit. Yeah,
we love you.
But then again, he sends it to me, so I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah. We've got Adam's agreeing about the Joe Rogan thing, judging people on their hair color. Oh yeah, same thing. Steve is off to bed. What do you think about this altogether? He was asking Greg. Greg's gone. We can't really ask him that.
Well, we could talk about after you went through the comments.
Oh.
After you went through the comments, we can talk about altogether for a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've
been watching a lot of. I've been watching a lot of conservative, black conservatives lately, just on their I think they have quite a grounded kind of perception of things.
Sorry, you were watching. What did you say you were watching?
A lot of black conservative YouTubers. A guy called Brandon Tatum. Have you heard of him?
No.
Yeah, he's a black conservative, but he has a lot of. I think they're just a lot. They see things from both. They're more rounded in their judgment of stuff. Because they come from an area where they know how people think and how other people think as well.
Yeah, no, I think that I'll need to watch some of that then.
I've never heard of that guy, so I'm going to have to. This is one of those things where I'm going to honestly say I'm going to form an opinion if I've seen some of it.
Yeah. No.
Otherwise, I feel Yeah.
We've got an interesting one here though from Valdo. The best thing to ever come out of Brewdog was Chris Pilkington going to Pohjola. Yeah, I really want to see about doing an interview with him when I go to Estonia at the end of the month. Cause I don't know if he's Scottish, but I don't know if he's His name, name Pilkington's not really Scottish, but I know he's spent time in Aberdeen. But yeah, no, it'd be cool to meet Chris. Actually, I need to write to Poila and see if I can set up something with them, because I'm going to go to their tap room anyway when I'm in Estonia. So I'd like to set something up with Poila. Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, he's very talented. Him, you know. These Poila, I think their straight up beers always tend to be very good, but also when they put shit in the beers, which they're very good at, it also turns out really well as well. Black Forest IPA, I think, was my first one from them, and I was just like, yeah, I always keep an eye on what Poila are putting out there, because we get quite a few other things in Sweden.
Black Forest IPA, that's amazing.
Oh, it was awesome. That was really nice beer. Yes. Oh, this one. The beer hooligan called me a hipster. Yeah, okay. Beer hooligan's a fud. But yeah, anyway. Yep. And Waldo is saying, yes, that is a really strong one. Poila increased its production and they're not on the same level as before when it comes to their core beers. Yeah, okay. It's an interesting one, yeah. I think it's with Poila these days. It's all about the Cellar series, really, isn't it? It's the Cellar series.
They have other beers in the Cellar series?
Yeah, I think there's, yeah.
Wink, wink, wink. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Screw you guys, I'm going to get a beer.
You get a beer. Go get a beer. You need a beer.
I do actually. I've got my beer in the fridge. Give me a second.
Yeah,
you can hold the fort.
That's elevator music that I'm doing right now because James left me in charge of the stream. La 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 la. James has hipster hair though, by the way. James has a hipster hair. Yeah, I mean, you have to admit, James's hair does look like he's a bit of a hipster with the mic on and everything, and he's got the beard. Before you know it, he's going to start going, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. Except that he doesn't sleep all night. He doesn't work all day because he spends 2 days in the weekend working, basically not sleeping. Then he has the entire week off. And you know what he does then when he has the entire week off? He sleeps so much that he forgets that he has a live stream. Wanker.
Now, I actually did set an alarm, but I slept through the alarm.
I was so worried for you because I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, is my boyfriend doing okay?
Is he dead? Am I still getting my bum?
Did he die? Did
he die? What, is this another 10% sessioner?
No, it's a Pale IPA 6.3.
That's going to probably disappear.
It's got Sabro. Polly's Brew do amazing Sabro beers. It's like they're so coconutty. Like coconut in the hop. So good.
I need fucking Sabro beer soon. Just quickly out of curiosity, how is that right now? Because you just had like this intense triple IPA. Is your palate like still receptible enough to understand?
Yeah, because it wasn't really that triple IPA is quite sweet. I had some water as well before I drank that.
All right, because I always finish on it. If I ever have a triple IPA, I will always finish on it. James, no, you can't comment on that. Sorry. No, that's just why I was wondering because you go from like this big, bold 10% triple IPA to like a pale ale, and then
so I can still
just taste the flavors
because like Sabro is quite a prominent flavor as well.
Haven't had a Sabro single hop yet. Need to find one.
Yeah, no, I want to do that as well.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that hops could produce like coconut flavor. You always just like
You get all
associate coconuts with like tropical fruits or citrus, whatever, but not coconutty.
I love coconut. I'm a big coconut fan. I coconut for coconut.
Oh. Someone spent too much time studying idioms in English.
Wait.
Hey, you wee bastard.
Oh, fucking wee bastard. You can't kill me anything like that, or I'm going to fucking come over and have a bump.
I'm going to do your head in your dick.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Say that again.
Oh, one of my favourite lines was there's a Scottish comedy, Chewing the Fat, and there's the big man, and then there's one of these ones where I think the big man's at the cinema, and he's like, "When I'm finished with you, you'll be looking through the letterbox. Your wee boy will be looking through the letterbox, wondering why there's a pizza, begging to get in."
What the hell? Holy shit.
It's like yeah.
Yep.
Your son will be looking through the letterbox, asking his ma, "Why is there a pizza, begging to get in?" The big man's going to finish. Yeah, I'll try and find that clip and send you. I've probably messed up the quotes, but yeah, the big man and Chewing the Fat.
The only sketch I've ever seen from Chewing the Fat is they did a Star Trek sketch once. That's the only one I know. Well, I'll look that one up.
I remember it was something to do. I remember the Star Trek ones were something to do with Dundee. I remember it was something to do. The Star Trek ones all had something to do with Dundee.
I can't remember that. I've only seen one. Nostalgia.
Right. Yeah, still game.
My grandfather's his surname is Stuart, and he owned. Do you know the Stuart? Huh?
Like as in the Stuart, like Stuart.
Yeah, and do you know the Stuart Islands near Australia? Is it near Australia or?
The Stuart Islands. Let's see. Let's Google this. Stuart.
Apparently, they owned them. Apparently, they sold them off.
Apparently, it's New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. My family owned those islands at one point.
Your family owned islands.
Yes, the Stuart Islands.
No, wait, not a island, which is already ridiculous to own a island. No, they owned islands, as in multiple.
Well, the Stuart Island.
Oh, I heard islands. For a second, I was like, you literally said that your family owned multiple islands, but
long time ago. But they're on the stock market and everything.
Okay, that's
because they're right on the southwest tip of New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's like there's Campbell Island. It's quite interesting. A lot of these islands here. There's Auckland Island. There's Campbell Island. What's this one? I'm just playing about with Google Maps now. What's this? These will all be uninhabited as well. And Macquarie Island. That's Australian. That one.
Remember you saying, James, like the Stuart, the Stewart is from Ireland? It's like Ireland extraction kind of thing?
I think it might be, but it's Stuart is the Scottish one, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need to get back to New Zealand. It's quality.
It seems like a beautiful country.
Yeah. No, I've only seen the North Island. I've only seen a little bit of the North Island. When I was there, I was just there for like 10 days or something to visit a friend. I kind of wish I'd stayed a bit longer and toured around a bit, but it's at the point of the trip where I was getting shorter on money, so I was like, well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does it take, how long will it take to get around the whole island, do you think?
Oh no, New Zealand's massive, man. New Zealand's a lot.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, New Zealand's huge. New Zealand's about is New Zealand not about twice 2 or 3 times as big as the UK? Something like that.
Oh.
I'll take your word for it. Sorry, I got a bit distracted, I'm sorry.
You think it's
New Zealand? New Zealand, no, apparently it's the same size. It says it's 268,000 square kilometres, and the UK is 242. No, that'll be what it be. I think it's about 3 times the size of Scotland. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, right,
3 times the size of Scotland, yeah. Because Scotland is more than a third of the UK's landmass. I think, yeah.
They've got a good craft beer scene out there, haven't they?
Oh yeah. Nah, I never got the chance to go to Wellington. I was quite gutted about that. I would have loved to go to Wellington.
Is it Garage, the guy there?
Garage Project. Garage Brewing are Spanish, yeah. No, I'd love to go down there.
Isn't Garage is
Barcelona?
Garage, but yeah.
Yeah, Garage Project are from, I don't know if they're from Wellington, but they're from New Zealand.
Sorry, I didn't hear the project part. I was a bit distracted. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, the Garage Project are from New Zealand. The New Zealand, I found a web shop that was selling all the New Zealand stuff, and it was awesome. I mean, I really need to. What I might do is, if I go out to New Zealand again, I might just ask my friend, like, can I just order a box of beer to your house from this website? But I would love. It was my girlfriend. The reason she got so good at English was because she went and did like a school exchange in New Zealand for a year, and she's always wanted to go back there. So I mean, that might be something that I can look into a bit later on. Is once the little guy. I don't know if maybe need to think about that. Maybe before the little guy is ready to go to school, we can maybe go down there for a year or two. I don't know. Because obviously I'd like him to. I think being schooled in Europe is probably a safe bet. So, yeah.
I saw that picture on Facebook you put the other day. It was really nice.
What?
Which one was that?
Oh no, a comment you were saying you got your you can go to Japan or something to see your son, was it, or something?
Yeah. No, Japan said they would give me a special entry visa because they're giving visas for things. So I have to say with that, the Japanese consul general in Edinburgh and the embassy in Stockholm, they've been brilliant to deal with. The thing was, I had a nightmare with the British diplomats in Osaka and Tokyo. Like, they would never answer their phone, never answered emails. And then when I did get them the once that I got them, I said to them, right, look, issue we have here is that little guy has been born in Japan. So Japan, on his name, it's like his name's Douglas, but because of the way the Japanese language works, it's like Dagurasu. Right? Okay, it's according to the Japanese. It's like right. It's like right. So if I go and get him a British passport, I need to have some form I need something from you that has his name written in the proper English spelling.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't, and they were like, "Oh, you need to go to London for that." I was like, "No, I don't. I do not need to go to London because it's the Scottish Registry in Edinburgh." And they didn't have a Scooby that the legal system in Scotland is independent. They had no idea. They didn't have the first idea about it. And it was like banging your head. It's like banging your head off a wall. They hadn't the faintest idea. So I don't think very highly of the British diplomatic service. Let's say that.
You had 2 words too many in that sentence. Diplomatic and service.
Yeah, that's pretty generous to them. Yeah, so got no time for this. So yeah, I don't. Basically, if I ever have diplomatic problems, I'll be using the Swedish passport. I will not be using the will not be using the British one again. Was not impressed at all. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah,
how old is your little lad?
He's 7. He's 7 months now. So I need to decide when to go out because personally at the moment I don't think it's sensible I was booked up to go to my friend in Estonia is getting married at the end of the month, so I'm kind of I'm thinking, I already had that booked. I booked that a while ago. The Japan one, I hadn't booked yet because I wasn't sure of dates and things. But I mean, I need to see. I stopped my programming work at the moment. So as Thomas was saying earlier, I'm only working like Saturdays and Sundays very intensively, and then I've got the rest of the week just to do as I like because I just wanted some time to, do not a lot. And I've got a couple of maths exams that I want to do just because I just want to do it. But yeah, no, I'm doing from August, I'm doing an intensive Swedish course. Because it means I can basically write and read Swedish at academic level. And I think with me becoming a citizen, I think that's a good thing to do. So it'll be a full-time student for about 6 months. So it'd be quite good to do that and get that done. And I think it's good for if you are a citizen of the country, it's good to have a proper piece of paper.
Yeah, the lingo. Yeah.
Language. I can speak the language and I can read the language like really well, but I think it's good. What do you call it? I think it's good to have
on
the
your
proper.
Yeah. I'm shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
really
shocked me. Is it quite similar to English and Scottish or English in a way? Some of the words. Is it not that far?
I mean, it's quite. There's a few similarities to Gaelic and stuff like that, and a lot of the slang. Quite a lot of the slang that we use in Scotland. There are similarities there. So yeah, no, there is a wee bit of similarity there, which is good. I don't find it. I mean, I lived in Germany. I studied in Heidelberg for a little bit. So I had a bit of background in German, and you see a lot of similarities there. And I find it weird now. I can actually watch Thomas's reviews and Remy's reviews and stuff like this, and Herben as well, and I can understand what they're talking about. I don't,
snippets. What they said.
It's weird. Yeah, I can actually now I can sort of read Dutch. That makes sense. I can tell you what something is, what it's talking about, but I couldn't tell you what it's saying. Because there is a sort of I think there's even you see it in the architecture, there are some connections between the Netherlands and the Nordic countries. You see it in the architecture and in the language and stuff like that. But yeah, my German background helped me with Swedish quite a lot. And you do notice Norwegian and Swedish is very, very similar, but the Danish is a bit, if you listen to it and you read it, there are a few words that are more German. Like in Swedish, for example, we say Flygplats, whereas the Danes will say Lufthaven, which is basically straight from German. So I think Danish sounds distinctively more German as well. But I can read Danish and I can read Norwegian, no problem. And I can understand it. It's just they spell things different. But I find it very difficult to I can talk to Norwegians, I talk to them in Swedish, they talk to me in Norwegian, that's no problem. With Danes, I find that quite difficult because the language is a lot more throaty. It's quite they can understand us, I think, but I think it's a bit more difficult for us to understand them. But
I went to Thailand. And, I was in a guest house and I shared went to the communal area with a Danish person. She was really, I thought she was German at first. The accent was quite German sounding. The way she was talking in Danish to her friend is we thought, oh, is she German? But no, she was Danish.
Yeah, it's 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 very kind of throat. It's very throaty. Yeah. Because Dutch is very I think a little bit like that.
I'm still here, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Dutch is quite throaty. Dutch is quite throaty as well, isn't it?
It really depends on where you are in the Netherlands, I suppose. If you have one of the biggest things is that G sound that people stumble over when it comes to Dutch is that we have the we actually capable of pronouncing the letter G as it's supposed to be pronounced with a sound, you know. And but it's no offense to any of you guys who have difficulties with language. I'm so sorry, but
I remember. Sorry to interrupt you, Thomas, but I remember I support Arsenal, and I used to call a player called Dennis Bergkamp, and like Bergkamp. Is it Bergkamp?
No, Berg. You have to do the k. Berg.
Bergkamp. Bergkamp.
Kamp, not a hump. You're making an H sound. It's a K. Kamp.
Bergkamp.
Kamp. Fuck it, I give up. He's just messing with me now. No, but there's one thing, because if you get to the south of the country, if you get to like Limburg and Brabant, they have what we call soft G sound. So it's more a zachte G instead of the it's a G. It's much softer. So and that's the thing about, because it's funny that James just mentioned the German language when it comes to that, because the German language in itself, in terms of accents, is incredibly diverse as well. And if you go to the Ostfriesian, the upper regions of Germany, Ostfriesland, and you go to what we have, Friesland, Frisia, the Ostfriesians and the Frisians, and there's so many similarities there in terms of language and the way things are pronounced. And it goes to me as well. I live very close to the border to Germany, and there's people in my country, in the Netherlands, in our province, which is called, you're going to love this one, Groningen. You want to give this an attempt, or you just, I'm good.
Groningen.
Groningen. So it's so close to the border. It is the border. Yeah. So there's a few towns along the border that people from across the border in Germany and people from across the border in the Netherlands can basically just talk to each other. Because it's so similar in terms of several words, several pronunciations, and so it's an interesting language, both of ours, although mine wins.
I was talking to a guy from South Africa actually the other day, and they say like South African Afrikaans is like a
Afrikaans.
It's like a derivation of Dutch, isn't it? Or not?
Yeah, it's sort of like a melting pot for several things. But one of the biggest ones is there were many Dutch settlers in South Africa, and if you really want to hear exactly. If you really want to hear, I'm going to sound so weird here, but if you want to hear something sexy, go to YouTube and look up Charlize Theron. Speaking in her original South Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
There's something so incredibly. It's the way she makes it sound. It's incredibly sexy. I don't know what it is, but South Afrikaans is a lot of it is, but it's also influenced by I believe by English. And could it be there's some Slavic?
Or not?
languages are involved? Maybe James knows. He's quite. I'm not sure. I mean, one of my colleagues at the international school, she was South African, and her first language was Afrikaans. Her and her husband used to speak it to each other. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. They're having a baby, actually. That'll be interesting for them. Their baby's going to have to learn Swedish, English, and Afrikaans. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just Googled it for a second. Apparently, so here it is. I had to look it up. Yes. Although Afrikaans. No, I wasn't talking to you, James. Sorry, I got a pop-up from Wikipedia. Like, give us money. That's what the yes was all about. I'm sorry. Spoken by the Native Americans, hence it's a daughter language of Dutch, although Afrikaans has adopted words from other languages, including German and the Khoisan languages. An estimated 90 to 95% of the vocabulary of Afrikaans is of Dutch origin. So the difference lies more in the analytic type, morphology, and grammar of Afrikaans. And there's, of course, how language evolved, because, for example, I don't know if you know this, what you call barbecue, they call it braai.
Okay.
It's braai, and I think braai has the origin is in braden, which is a Dutch word for roasting meat. So that's one of those things. So although the origin is still the same, spelling and pronunciation have changed. So this is one of those big instances of where language is not a set thing; it evolves. It's a living entity, and it just look at how in English several words right now, the way you guys are using it and pronouncing it, have changed in just the last 50 years, let alone in the last 500.
Yeah.
We've got some interesting comments here actually on this, but yeah, on the language, but we'll flick through the first few as well. Davor wants you to sing the Pink Panther theme, so we can do that a bit later. Davor saying Chris the Coconut Crab. Baldo's saying this one is on. Oh, yeah. Is that the Moore's Luther?
I had this last weekend, right? It was still on the table. I had this last weekend. It still smells, the can, of chocolate coconut. It smells like a Bounty. This has been open for 4 days. There's nothing in there, but the open can has been there for 4 days. It still smells like Bounty. Yeah, it's a Moersleutel. It's a barrel aged. It was barrel aged on bourbon, whiskey without an E, so I'm guessing Scottish whiskey, and tawny port.
Ooh, port's nice. I do like port.
Yeah, with of course your usual stuff, and then oats, coconut, and lactose.
Okay. Well, we've got Will from Denmark comment. So he's having a cherry espresso, well, Schurspears cherry espresso from Fermentorana. That would be interesting. I really like this. Yeah, Fermentorana are good. I've got one of their. I don't know if you saw you said you just tuned in, so you probably didn't see the unpacking. I do have one of the Fermentorana beers at the thing. And as a Dane, I see Dutch as a mix of Danish, German, and English. And Danish is difficult. Yeah, Danish pronunciation is very difficult. I mean, I remember there's that Danish dessert, Rød Glød med Flød. And I can't get this. Rød Glød med Flød. To me, like if I pronounce it in Swedish, but Rød Glød med Flød. You would say it like this, but in Danish it's like Rød Glød med Flød. It's like very, very throaty sounding.
Well, I see where it's coming from. There's a few big differences because, first of all, Dutch is a West Germanic language, while Danish is a Northern Germanic language. So, although of course the root is still Germanic, there are differences. As for the English, is just basically the fact that English has, in the last several, let's say 200 years, of course, because of international trade and everything, English has become
a prominent language in the world.
Prominent language, but mostly because, and this might sound harsh, English is an incredibly easy language.
It is, yeah.
And before people go like, well, that's stupid, I learned English when I was 8 from watching cartoons on the BBC. That says something about how easy the language in itself is. I'd never had any. I spoke it fluently by the time I got proper education in English.
It's easier to speak than spell because, like, you have words that you put in different contexts. Like to, I'm going to, or like TOO or TO or T. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Or how read and read is spelled exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it's that little part of it. Of course, that's more difficult. But when it comes to learning how to speak it, it's pretty simple.
I'm from a place called Reading. Yes, you would think you'd read it as reading. READING.
I always thought that was Reading.
Reading is READING.
See, there you go. That's basically but that's basically. I thought that it was pronounced.
It's a capital. It's a capital R. You'd say Reading. If it was reading, it'd be a small case RE.
Okay, see, now even I learned something new.
Mm.
Even I. Oh, that sounds so pretentious. The comments, though. Sorry, I'm sorry, James. The comments.
No, we went through it. He said you covered that. He's saying that he's Dane is a mix of Dutch is a mix of Danish, German, and English. Yeah, that was
yeah, that's how it's not. Basically, we're just there's no Danish influence in itself because Danish is a Germanic language. Just it's Northern Germanic, and Dutch is mostly based on Western Germanic. Germanic. So it's the same root when it comes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, Davor is away to bed. Always nice to have you watching, Davor.
He's a local, isn't he, Davor?
Davor's in Slovenia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Davor's got a ridiculous Belgian beer cellar. He needs to start his own channel. Really needs to start his own channel.
He does. He's
got some ridiculous stuff in there, yeah.
Like sours and stuff. Down back, like Cantillon and stuff.
Oh, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. He showed me the list a while back, but he's got some mental stuff in there. I keep saying to him, dude, you need to start your own channel. I was like, dude, I'll even give you my notes for the Belgian breweries and stuff that you can just use. Just film tasting videos. But he's
Belgian breweries.
He's what?
Belgian breweries. It could be the no, I was gonna say the Croatian.
Oh, you need to be careful with that. You need to be careful with that. Slovenian.
Slovenian?
Slovenian. Slovenian.
Oh, sorry. So it could be the Slovenian beer Slovenian beer hooligan.
Oh dear. Don't think well.
No, it would want to be. Just because he likes the berries.
Yeah. No, Davor. I keep saying to Davor, he's got a ridiculous cellar there, but I'd love to see Davor start his own channel. He's got some cracking stuff there, I have to say. So I'd like.
He's got great stuff, man. It's insane. The stuff that I've seen there made me go, and especially considering he's in Slovenia, that I saw some breweries that made me go like, wow, how did you even? But then again, that's so silly because he sent me a comment. He's from Slovenia. He sent me a comment at some point like, wow, you got Lobig. And Lobig is actually not that easy to get for him, apparently. And that's a Slovenian brewery.
Yeah, they are one of the ones I think they're from. Well, Davor lives near Ljubljana, and Lobig, if I remember right, are away in Maribor in the northeast. Yeah, because I asked him. I said to him, he sent me 2 cans of Lobig last time. So yeah, Lobig are pretty damn good, I have to say.
I love them. I've had a few beers from them now. I just had the reviews coming up in English. There you go. From Raising the Stakes, a double NIPA. Here's an interesting thing, and he needs to check if that's still the case. They can by hand.
Mm.
And
I find
timely process.
I exactly, and I find that quite impressive when you can by hand and still ensure that the quality of the beer stays pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, most crowders, for example, most say 3. If it's a heavy stout, maybe 4 weeks, but drink it pretty quickly. And those are basically canned by hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I find it pretty good that you have a system where you can can your IPAs and your NIPAs by hand and still ensure freshness.
Yeah, without any oxidization or anything like that.
The one I had was just about a month old. No, just over a month, because I reviewed it last weekend. and the stage series came from May, so it was definitely, let's say it was about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And there was no oxidation there. So it
That's
was
really
spot on. That was fantastic. And definitely, by the way, one of the best NIPAs I've had this year so far.
So they're a growing craft beer country, aren't they? I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, the Slovenians have got their own hops. There's a lot of Slovenian hops. Green Gold that you would see. I don't know if you watched my videos of the Green Gold brewing beers, but they're a hop farm. It's a brewery that's evolved out of a hop farm. You
Yeah.
can see
Oh,
really
right.
good Slovenian hops, and I mean, the thing is, Slovenia is a small country, so compared to other places, but the Roynik hop farm is one of the biggest single hop farms in Europe, and they've got their brewery now. So Green Gold Brewing, they've got some very, very interesting beers that use Slovenian hops. Along with, he seems to love Kashmir. Luca, the guy who owns it, loves Kashmir, so he uses Kashmir, but then the rest of it is all his own Slovenian hops mostly. So yeah,
It's not a hop you really see that often, is it, Kashmir?
Kashmir's a really interesting one. It's like lemon, lime, and melon all in one thing. It's a very interesting hop, actually.
I don't mind it at all. It's just you don't really see it, unless it's one of those hops that is used in all those, unlabeled IPAs, double IPAs, where you get that big lemony character, the nice melon character.
It came out a few years ago. Kashmir. It was quite popular a couple of years ago. Yeah, but you don't really see it much in IPA as much as like things like Citra or like the new ones like Mosaic or like Savile. You wouldn't see it as commonly as like those kind of hops, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's got an interesting flavour to it. I mean, I think it's lemon, lime, and sort of melony as well. It's like a mix of all of those three. And I mean, the thing is, if you want, how do you say? If you want like lemons, you go for Centennial. If you want lime, you go for Equinox usually.
Yeah.
That's it. You've got. I mean, I forget? It's not YET is orange. There is one of the. Malteke is the New Zealand one that gives you a lot of limey character.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you'll see that, but yeah, Equinox is quite popular amongst the Swedish breweries, at least. Equinox. That used to be called Equinox, if I remember it rightly.
It did, yeah, because
Yeah, it used to be called
somebody commented on that in the chat, the group chat, didn't they? I read that today. I thought that was in the group chat.
I can't remember. I read a lot of things. I forget where I hear stuff.
Was it somewhere? It could have been on Facebook somewhere, because I do remember. That's so funny that you mentioned that, because I remember reading exactly that today somewhere. That comment about how Equinox used to be called Equinox.
Yeah, I can't remember why they changed it, but yeah.
It's like I'm not sure. I know. What was that one? It's something to do with like a woman's like perfume range. Well, got it there to change it because of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, there's lots of interesting hops. I mean, I did that Chilean beer review the other day, and I was very impressed with that. Actually, that was a really authentic Scotch. It had a bit of a German vibe to it, in fairness, but yeah, it's very authentic. But I think that could be the next. Argentina's got a lot of territory that could be very good for growing hops. So I think that could be a really. I'd love to go. I mean, that's another thing, as I say, with having a child now, it's a bit difficult. But I'd love to go down to South America and learn Spanish, work for a few years doing programming, and just explore the South American beers and just enjoy it. That would be the dream.
Yeah, do you pick up languages quite easily then?
Kinda, yeah. I need to have like proper classes and stuff to structure it, because I will take in words, but grammar, not really. Because I mean, with Japanese, I've got a good vocabulary, but without the course, my grammar was just all over the place. And I'm doing the course in Japanese now, and my grammar, like, I can actually speak properly. And the thing with Japanese as well is the reading is the thing, because the characters and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, but I can pick up European languages. I can pick up fairly easily. Like I can do like I've done a Russian course as well. Like I know very very basic Russian. I can read the Cyrillic alphabet and stuff. But yeah, no, my main language is English. My Swedish is pretty solid these days. I can get by in like French and Italian. I've got no idea about Spanish really. I don't really know very much Spanish at all.
You do quite well in Spanish because like Spanish is quite similar to Italian in some ways.
Yeah. No, I'd like to. I've got a friend. My friend Ahmed is from Syria originally, and his girlfriend is Italian, and he was saying that he wants to take the university that I do my Japanese through. They've got Italian courses, and he wants to start that from like next September, 2020. That would be 2021. And I was saying to him, well, the first course, because I've done the Russian one and I've done the Japanese one at the thing. I know the stuff that's there. I'm actually thinking about doing the Italian one with them because it will basically be revision from what I've done at school. So I'm thinking of just doing that to refresh it all. Plus, it's university credits rather than school exams, eh? So I'm thinking about doing that. But once my Swedish is done, that'll be quite nice, and then I can go on the Japanese. But maybe I can take up like another. I quite like studying two languages at once. I don't really do very well if I only have one thing to study. I tend to do a lot better if I've got two because I can switch between and think about different things and then like go back to it. So maybe the two that are in my mind is Spanish and Russian. Going back to Russian and taking up Spanish. I could always do a bit of French, right enough, but German. I could go back. The other one would be German. But yeah, so it's most likely to be Spanish, or I sort of structure my German properly because my German was the same thing. When I went to Heidelberg, they wouldn't give me like the courses for some reason, so I just learned loads of vocabulary and learned from listening to people. So I need like a properly structured German course.
Yeah, like yeah, you want to know the nuances, didn't you? Really, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean Russian. It was fun studying Russian, but the thing that was a pain in the arse with Russian was the case system. The Russian grammar, like the Russian grammar, was a pain in the arse because you had to change the adjectives would change, the nouns would change depending on what case it was, and you had to just remember the rules, like when you used what case. There was 6 cases that you used. You had to use one to say how old you were. You had to use one to say when you where you wanted to go. You had nominative. I can't even remember the names of them now, but yeah, you had different rules. So you had to remember whether the nouns were masculine or feminine or neutral. That was easy enough because you looked at the letters that they ended with. But then the pronouns, all the pronouns and stuff would change depending on what you wanted to say. So yeah, you had so many. You had to remember basically like 4 sets of pronouns, I think it was 3 or 4 sets of pronouns. And that was just in the first course. But I mean, maybe the first course is good because that gives you all the rules, but then when you go beyond that, it's a bit easier. Maybe once you get the rules in your head, it's maybe a bit easier. But I stopped the Russian to focus on the Japanese and the Swedish because obviously those are more important at the moment. So yeah, but Russia's a country.
My grandfather's Greek Cypriot. So I would like to learn Greek because my parents never knew. My mum didn't teach me Greek. That's a whole different alphabet in itself. So I won't mind learning that.
Well, the Russian alphabet's actually got the Greeks in it because it was the Greeks that taught the Russians to write. So it's called Cyrillic because it's named after Cyrus, who was some sort of Orthodox priest, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, it's true.
No, see, that's the kind of little.
So yeah,
It's always funny to learn those little tidbits about. I never knew that about Cyrillic language. The Cyrillic alphabet. Sorry, not the language, the alphabet. I never knew that's where it came from.
Yeah, because you get the P, the letter P in Russian is pi. It's the Greek letter pi.
Yeah.
And you've got, what else you have? The G is like gamma. I'm trying to think what the other ones are now. I'd be able to tell you. Because I love. I've got two very good Greek friends, Georgios. Well, three actually. I've got two friends called Georgios, and then
That's my grandfather's name.
yeah, it's a very common name in Greece. That yeah. But, yeah, no, I always wind my friend Georgios, he's from Thessaloniki. He always posts random stuff in Greek, and I just wind him up that why do you keep posting fucking equations on Facebook all the time? It's just, I just wind him up. Just like, fuck off, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that because literally it's like a lot. If you know the Greek alphabet, I think I would find very easy to pick up because a lot, the Greek letters. It's all like chemistry, physics, and math symbols, isn't it? Yeah. But I love winding Georgios up with that. It's like, stop posting equations on Facebook.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's good. But yeah, Greek would be interesting. That's like the Greek language is on a like arm on its own on the Indo-European tree. It's a completely separate thing from anything else. That.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly any like modern kind of like alphabet at all, really, is it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I know like Efraristo Paragallo. It took me ages to learn how to say Efraristo. Like it took me literally a week in Greece to like learn how to say that, and then as soon as I left, I could say it. It's typical. Efraristo, yeah. I would like, it's one of these things I'd love to go. It'd be cool to, the Greek people were awesome. Again, it's something I'd love to go there for summer and just have an hour or two in the morning, do like one of these summer university courses and just chill and enjoy the summer. I think that'd be awesome to go down there, have a couple of hours in the morning learning Greek, and then just enjoy the afternoon.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome. Yeah,
Greek people are lovely. Like Greek Cypriot people are lovely as well.
Yeah, the Greeks were very nice. Yeah.
The food, like, the Greek Cypriot food is like one of the most underrated foods in Europe, I'd say.
I mean, my aunt and uncle were based at Kritiri. They met each other at Kritiri because my aunt was in the army and my uncle was in the Air Force. My uncle flew the search and rescue helicopters in Cyprus. Yeah. So yeah, and my aunt, she was a nurse in the army, and the matron told her, like, you're not allowed to go out with any of these fast jet jocks in the Air Force, but she approved of my uncle. He was a proper pilot. He wasn't a fighter pilot. So yeah, that's quite funny.
Fast jet jocks.
Yeah, the fast jet jocks. Yeah.
Look, guys, it's for me, it's 11:27 p.m. So I'm not going to go on for much longer, but I just saw an interesting comment that maybe we could get to by Will Dilleman.
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe we can call it at past actually, and then we can just chill offline. So that's
well, I might actually, I'm not sure how long I can do the offline thing, but I just saw an interesting question that I think was a nice one, which was about the books.
Oh yeah. That's I saw that earlier as well. I was just going to get to that. Yeah. So yes,
there's two I can actually recommend, but I'm going to go quickly grab them if you have 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Just get my laptop charger. I'm running out of juice.
Ah, right. Okay, getting your charger ready. Yeah.
There you go. Now, the first one that I could really recommend is this one by Joshua M. Bernstein, The Complete Beer Course. Now, it's a few years old, so in a few things, it's a bit outdated because there's definitely a lot of information here about hops. And I often grab this one during a review if I'm a bit mistaken about my hops and what does what. But for example, you just go in here and then there's Hallertauer. For example, just a little page, a little few lines on Hallertauer. Presents a mild, agreeable perfume that's floral and earthy with a spicy, fruity component. One of Germany's famed noble hops, Hallertauer encompasses several varieties. The term Hallertau often signifies hops grown in America. Use, floral, and aroma. Stuff like that. But it has a great history on every beer style, ranging from Kolsch to imperial stouts to milk stouts to everything. Names for every style that is talked about. He names 2 well-known beers in that style. And because it's an American-based book, there's always one American beer and one non-American beer. And I can really recommend this one. And the other one I can really recommend, and it's a weird one maybe, and I hold very dear memories to this one because I was actually given this by an ex-girlfriend on a date once, but it's the comic book history of beer. And it's a comic depicting the entire history of beer from 7,000 years ago until right now, basically. And I can really recommend it because it has great art. It talks about several beer styles in a fantastic way, in a humorous way. And it really goes to the first instances of when we started using grains and water to sort of mash stuff together. And then, the bacteria in the air would create a fermentation. And we have this sort of alcoholic mush. It wasn't even beer, it was alcoholic mush. It starts there all the way up to, the modern IPAs and everything. So I can really recommend those 2.
Yeah. No, that's nice. Don't even need to say anything. I've heard that one, that American one you showed was pretty good, yeah. But yeah, we've got a few comments from Paul, and I guess after we've gone through Paul's craziness, we can we'll wait till Rory gets back and then wrap up. So he's asking about tequila, comrade. It's amazing that you can remember all they're considering. He's talking about the Russians. The Russians are good fun. The Russians are good fun. Another Polly's.
Another Polly's.
Yeah. And we've got, I heard that, Will's saying, I heard that Russian grammar is very difficult and the key to advance is to forget the grammar for a while and just speak it. Yeah, no, that's it. I've heard the same about Russian. It's just, learn the vocabulary and go for it. I've heard that about Russian, forget the things. But yeah, I think getting the rules in your head early on is a good stage. But yeah, I think maybe I'll probably go back to my Russian again after I finish with the Swedish and Arabic. It could be interesting to have a go at Arabic. Korea, I don't know. There's too many things in my head. But yeah, I'm far too old and stupid to learn a language or get a degree. No, you're not, Paul. Don't be daft. And then,
well, I'm the same, man. I'm the same, Paul. Old, stupid, never. Just forget about it. I'm the same.
And we've got Will saying, "Thank you for the recommendations of the books." But yeah, I think on that note, then we will end the live part of the stream, and then we can maybe just chill for a little bit offline.
Yeah, fine.
So, awesome. So this was a nice wee live stream. I think everybody else was a bit tired. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to the likes of Peter and Rob tonight. Actually, I don't know what happened to them. I think it'd be nice. We'll get them in again at some point soon, I'm sure. But yeah, it was nice to chill with you guys. So yeah, Rory, thanks for joining, and Thomas as well, thank you, and to Greg. Greg was in for a wee while earlier. So yeah, we need to get Paul into one of these reviews, to these live streams at some point as well. Yeah, Paul's always good fun. Paul's always got some nice stories and stuff. But yeah, guys, let's leave it at that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see about doing another live stream at some point fairly soon. But
cheers, guys.
Ciao just now, guys.
Bye.
There we go.